back in the building, man. Everything tournament part 5, round 2, man. I dragged it out so Jack could be a part of the whole round 2. I milked it as much as possible so the whole round 2 will be left open for old Jackie boy, man. But I'm not alone. Speaking of Jackie boy, speaking of my other brother, man, that dude flowbeetle.com.
What up? Yo, I changed the boost settings of the bass of my audio receiver, and I can tell you that intro song wops, man. I'm like, all right,
that joint slaps, don't it? That joint slaps.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. You
Epic
just need to
the
get
Dawn,
some Mack
man.
rapping over it.
Bro, Epic the Dawn, one of my favorite producers. I did an old song with Epic the Dawn before, man. Epic the Dawn, he's still in his bag. It's crazy because the first time I heard his beats was like 10 years ago, and I checked back recently. He's like, I still do this. I'm like, damn. So he's still in his bag. Oh man, he's mad. I gotta look, man. That dude's in his bag. But anyways, everything tournament part 5. We're back in the building. But before I get all crazy, hold on, was that Big Face? Oh, that's Big Face right there.
Big face.
Hello.
Wearing a big face.
I am wearing a big face.
Shout out to Heidi Mack.
But before I get started, let me check on everybody, man. Flowbeetle, what's going on, man? How's things on your ends? How things in your neck of the woods?
Man, everything was cool, man. I went for a jog, called my mama, ate a vegetable. I'm living up right now. I'm doing good things. I'm feeling
Not a vegetable. What kind of vegetable, G?
It was a cucumber, man. It was on sale. It was $2 for $1, you know?
It's black, man.
Yeah.
My mind was blown when I found that a pickle was a cucumber. I was like, say what?
Oh my god.
How?
That's 2 different things.
We can all transform in the inside, sir.
Jackie boy, what about you, man? What's going on, man?
Man, I have been on the road 18 of the last 24 hours, but I wanted to be back for today to be on the show. I got to be honest, being on the road, you get a little drowsy, you get a little tired, but what kept me going? What kept the energy up? What kept me fired up?
Was it drugs?
Alert? It was a cup of Broasters coffee, which is www.thebroasters.com. Bro code 1. If you guys haven't done it yet, do yourself a favor. Go there now. Try one of their many amazing roasts. They're all good. Just pick one, throw a dart at a wall. Whichever one it hits, that's the one you get. Bro code 1. It kept me on the road and here in time, just in time. Broasters.
Shout out to Broasters. Dylan Matthews in the building. Ozzy.
Oi, oi, oi.
Jake Kalenko's in the building. Wheel 5 stud muffin in the building.
Yeah.
Everything tournament part 5, man. It's been interesting. Jack went all the way up north with the veto. He took the veto with him. He's strong. He had it in his pocket. It was probably burning a hole in his pocket. He was on the highway. He was moving and shaking. And it was the first of the month just so he could get back and potentially use the veto. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't.
Was the veto in a briefcase? Was it like locked in like in those spy movies?
Yeah,
it was. To his wrist.
Yeah, it's handcuffed to my wrist. I carried it.
Wow.
The coveted veto. Like, where you going? Where you going with that veto, man? Where you going with that veto?
Eddie Murphy's Robin Williams, get the veto.
never leaves your sight. That's the rule. It's always got to stay in sight.
Yes. Before we get it going, since Dylan Matthews in the chat, I did want to break it to him just so he knows, just in case he misses a week, even though he doesn't miss a week ever. It was a good idea by Jackie Boy, good idea by Flowball, kind of all of us, but Jackie Boy and Flowball, great idea. What we're gonna do is moving forward, we're gonna be giving the veto to one of our wonderful people that watch the show. Now, Flobo added the kindness of the heart. The next tournament, he was going to be gifting out his veto, and we're going to be gifting the first veto to Dylan Matthews. What? It will be his. Dylan Matthews, next tournament, he will be able to use the veto at any point in time besides the last and final round. Dylan Matthews has the first veto gifted to him by flowbeetle.com. Really good. Now after that, we're gonna be doing a random spin wheel, and whoever be usually in the chat are consistent people. Of course, their names will be all in the spin wheel, and they will get a random spin, just like the good old like Price is Right. You know what I mean?
We hardly knew ye. Should have won last time.
Yo, Andrew, what up, baby? Good to
Andrew Kim.
Yo, what up,
LA,
baby?
what's up?
Vesper of Evil, that cheeky devil. I tell you what.
Why is he so cheeky, Evan?
Dylan Matthews is pleased. He's pleased.
So this is bigger than Christmas.
Bigger.
That's a tournament, is it?
You still have your veto?
I do have my veto this round.
So for the next tournament, when we start Fresh Everything Tournament 6, it will be Dylan Matthews will have Flobo's veto. It's going to be very interesting. I know Dylan's probably thinking right now, damn it, like why on earth did I get this veto with his Eddie Murphy versus Robin Williams thing? You know?
Oh yeah, he's gonna turn the whole thing down. He's gonna fly out to Pennsylvania and look for you too.
He would have used that veto like immediately, man. Oh my God! Look at Jake Kalenko. Please listen to that man right there.
It does.
Use it responsibly.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Really? You can be the president. You can be a pastor. No, I have a veto. I don't know.
Before we get things
the
started,
Pope is
man.
like, you don't know what leadership is when you tell him.
Like, man, said Dylan go run for office in Australia. Like, what was the defining moment? Like, well, listen, man, I had this veto, man. This tournament, man.
Oi.
And that's the defining moment, and he wins the election. No, before I get started, I want to bring in my man, I haven't seen in a while, but I do love him dearly, man. Yo, that's my man. That's Nate right there, man.
It's good to be here.
Dog like Nate. Listen, okay, before we get this thing started, Flobo, since you're so good and you're so eloquent at this, can you explain to the Dog like Nate what the hell is going on, man? What does he have to do? How's it gonna go down? Tell him about this whole thing we do, man.
This is the Pop Culture Smash the Everything tournament. We're talking about things all over pop culture. Every vote out there in the crowd counts as one, but you, Dog Like Nate, gets a vote too. You're going to have a choice from different parts of pop culture. We argue which side is better, and your vote will count as to which one you want to see go forward, which means which one you cannot live without.
I like that.
Shout out to Dylan Matthews. Oi. Shout out to Monge. Yo, Monge is welcoming my man Nate. That's what's up.
What's up, Monge?
They got the A+ mic sound right there. He sounds like
I know that joint is. That joint is crisp.
I want to.
That's NPR quality.
Anybody got a book they want me to read? You let me know.
Yeah, that joint is Howard Stern quality, bro.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm good. It sounds good.
Yo, man, before we get started, can you run down to round 2? We're in round 2 right now. Run that down real quick, and we're going to get this bad boy started, man. It's going to be very interesting.
All right, round 2. Here it goes. Today, we will be debating Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Clueless, Snickers versus Sesame Street, Christmas versus The Great Pyramids, Lucille Ball versus Messi, The Kraken versus boxing, Eddie Murphy versus Chinese food, pop music versus the Joker, and Back to the Future versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
snap. Shout out to Jim. What up, boo?
What a
Jim.
What a second round.
Okay, I guess we'll just start at the top.
Yes.
Monge will not let Jack live this down, man.
The mound.
Shout out to the man.
The Great Pyramids.
Nate, you missed the last show when Jack was on. He called 2 weeks ago. Jack Farmer. He called the Great Pyramids mounds of dirt.
Mounds of dirt. The mounds of dirt.
We're missing context here.
No, that was complete context. You literally said that. You said mounds of dirt.
It sounds like it was extremely simplified.
No, that's exactly
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt for now.
No benefits.
He said there's out of context.
He's like,
Paramount.
I did write it down though.
Mounds of dirt.
It'll be held against you later, I'm sure.
So what's the one at the top?
All right, we have the movie. It's a spoof movie. So Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Chick Flick. Surprisingly, 2 movies still going against each other, which is rare in a second round of something kind of similar, which is Clueless. Who would like to take this on? Shall we?
I would love Dog Like Nate to start this off. Tell me what you cannot live without and why Dog Like Nate.
Was this about Clueless?
Clueless versus between the two.
You can only have one.
Okay.
If Thanos snapped his fingers and one disappeared.
This is really clear for me.
Thanos
Like,
on the show?
I think Clueless.
Hey.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I think Clueless is a really good movie. I don't think it's for me. I'm a little bit younger than I think that generation that really like reveres it. Whereas I think Robin Hood Men in Tights is timeless. Like it's that kind of movie too that you can. It's a little edgy, so like you can watch it with kids and teenagers, but adults will still like get enjoyment out of it. You won't feel like, oh, I'm watching a kid's movie or something like that. Really, really well written, incredible cast. That's a clear victory for me. This one isn't really a competition, in my opinion.
Ooh. This is a hotly contested one in the chat, by the way. The chat is crazy. It's Clueless here. We got Clueless there. We got Robin Hood here. We got Robin Hood there. Hello, Mota. What's up, boo? Clueless there. Clueless there. It's very, very interesting. Flowbeetle.com. What about you, brother?
It's hard to say how Clueless is after his time, but it came out 2 years after Robin Hood Men in Tights. Like Robin Hood Men in Tights is the older film. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Look, man.
I know what you mean.
I like them both. I like them a lot. But you're talking about what can I not live without? I remember growing up watching TGIF, the Clueless spinoff, the TV show. Now I know that it's different than the movie, but one begat the other. So I got to say, for my life, I got to give Clueless the edge. That's the one I'm picking.
Wow. Jackie boy, what about you, man?
You know, I think it was said earlier really well that Robin Hood Men in Tights is just more timeless, I think. And honestly, one of these movies is based off a literary classic. Let's not forget that. This is some true literary art here that's being portrayed on screen. I think if you were to watch them both today, I think they both seem dated, but the comedy in Men in Tights, it's sillier. I think it applies to more people. I liked it more as a kid because I was a kid when it came out, and I absolutely loved it. So I got to go, just to be true to myself, I got to stick with Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think
Be true.
So much fun stuff happened in that movie. It's still so silly. As a book reader, I gotta go with the one that was.
He's like, oh my god,
I read books. Those pyramid mounds.
Yeah, he's like disqualified for the tournament. After you called a Great Pyramid Mound of dirt, like nobody want to hear it.
He's cultured, dang it.
Listen, so we know, and it's crazy. What made that he says out of context? It was the Burj Khalifa, that beautiful building in Dubai, versus the Great Pyramids. So he called them mounds of dirt because he wanted to argue that the Burj Khalifa is newer and fresher. That was what he was trying to say.
Right.
You know,
right.
Never mind the thousands of hours of slave labor. Never mind that.
Never mind that.
But listen, no, Men in Tights, man. Men in Tights all day long, man. You know what I mean? And it's not easy for me. It's not easy for me because I love Clueless as well. But Men in Tights is so special to me because it's when I really, I love spoofs growing up, spoof films growing up. That one really resonated with me, man. That's when I really started paying attention to how great Mel Brooks was, man. Then I started going down the Mel Brooks tree and looking at all the great works that he's done and all the things that he's touched and how many things he's influenced. And that's the thing about the Everything Tournament. We're arguing a spoof movie versus like a chick flick rom-com, but that's what makes it great. You can only have one. You can only choose one. And if I have to choose one, it's Men in Tights, man. And like I said, I just can't get Richard Lewis out of my mind. He's my favorite character in the whole movie. I think he's absolutely ridiculous, just running amok through that whole entire film. It's just, dude, come on, man. The mole moves every scene. It's ridiculous, man. Why should the people listen to you? He's like, why do the people listen to you? Shout out to Richard Lewis. It's Men in Tights for me, man. I don't know what the chat is saying. I gotta go with Men in Tights just for how it makes me feel. It's like I said, I don't even know if I get Dave Chappelle without Men in Tights. Truly, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Sure.
That was my other point that I didn't bring up. I was gonna. I don't know.
He might have. You're right.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna have time to bring it up again, but yeah, like just all like you said, like world, big thing with this movie with me is like the connection I have with my dad. Like that's what I mean. Timeless, Clueless. is, and I don't want to disparage Clueless because it's a fantastic film that arguably started a whole nother genre of film and inspired a bunch of female directors to see like, oh, I can do this. I can tell a story. I can make a movie and be successful. But comparing that to like one of Mel Brooks, who is, in my opinion, one of the greatest directors who's really undersold just because he does comedies, and comedies are never as revered as well as dramas are. This is like one of his, and he's made a ton of great movies, and this is one of his best. And this is one my dad introduced me to, as well as like Blazing Saddles, which I hold in very, very close regard. But yeah, like this is the movie that got me into Dave Chappelle. And like, you know, I was born in '92. So when I saw this movie, we rented it at Blockbuster and watched it at home, you know, like
the old relic.
Right. It was a later thing. So being able to experience that with him, like that's what I mean by like timeless, is I feel like, again, like it being set in a fantasy setting makes it easier to be approached from any time. Whereas I think that 90s setting of Clueless is kind of specific. Like now it is kind of fashionable and coming back in the way that cycles trend back, but that's what I mean in terms of like people that are older than me. I didn't even know that there was a Clueless spin-off show. I've seen the movie several times, but I had no idea that
TGIF, man. What's wrong with y'all? Again, I'm all indignant. How dare you not know about TV show?
It's a good show.
This is out of my wheelhouse.
They even found a way. I know everyone got too big, but they still were able to keep one of the cast members from the original film. You know what I mean? Which is I thought was kind of cool. You know, for a TV show. When I was growing up, that was always cool. And they did a spinoff, and like the person from the movie somehow made it to the TV show. I was like, oh, that's cool. They got him. You know?
yeah, for sure. Stacey Dash, right?
Yeah. I think, Well, you know what's going on? No, Adrian, what's her name? Is redhead girl. She was in the show.
Brittany Murphy.
No.
Oh, the other.
The other one.
The bad, like they're kind of their enemy.
Yeah.
What's the chat saying though, baby? What's the chat saying?
Well, so far,
I know it's close.
Yes. All right. Well, Veronica's on my watch party. She Glenn said Men in Tights, but she voted Clueless. I actually could have predicted that one. She said Ambular. She let us know. Amber, Ambular.
Got it. Amber.
Thank you, Veronica. And then
Thank you.
you know, what do we got here? I liked what Mon said. He said Dylan. Or no, not Dylan. Sorry, that's another one I liked. I thought it was funny. He said people are clueless about Robin Hood. I was like,
he said it.
Hey, come on now. He dared to kill a king's dare. You know what I mean? He dared to kill a king's dare. It's so funny, man.
Yes, but for a second I thought Clueless was going to take it, but especially with you guys, you know, Nate and Jack Farmer too, and then Glenn. Yeah, that made Men in Tights go over.
There it is.
I'm actually quite surprised on that though, because
round 3, baby. Round 3.
Men in Tights. And what's crazy, he's not here right now. DJ Reckless, that is his vote for winning it all. So far, he's still in the running for the Amazon gift card.
Wow.
Yo, real quick.
Risky pick.
That is very bold.
This is always Aldana pick. Yo, real quick. Is Men in Tights your favorite Mel Brooks movie? Is it your favorite?
You know what's interesting, man? Because I like Blazing Saddles for what it represents, man. I always hate any movie that to me overuses the N word. I think it's overused. It's like a
Tarantino.
There's like bro. Bruh, we gotta talk about it. That's a whole different show.
I could talk about that for hours.
For hours, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, cause because when Evan, what's too much? I go, it just hits me at a certain point. I'm like, all right, that's too many N words, man. A little too many N words, man. Like, man, Quentin Tarantino using when ain't no black people in the movie.
Exactly.
He's obsessed with that word. No, but the Blazing Saddles is great for what it represents, man. Men in Tights really might be my favorite Mel Brooks movie, man. I love the producers though, man. I do. But it really might be, man. It's just there's so many things I find enjoyable, man. The Godfather bit is funny. Tracy Ullman is hilarious. Like, man,
that's the height of like Eloise's power, you know.
Yeah, that's the height of his power. For some reason, Isaac Hayes is in the movie. It's brilliant, man. It's brilliant.
Oh, that's right. He is.
Because he's Mel Brooks.
Dad. Mel Brooks. Just do whatever you want, man. He can just do whatever he wants. Oh yeah. Oh, shout out. Good job, Vesper.
Young Frankenstein. I forgot about that.
That's a good one, Vesper.
Yeah, he has a sneaky number of good movies.
Yeah, he does. Oh, he really does, bro. He really does. Man.
Spaceballs too. That's probably my.
Oh my god, I always forget that's probably my favorite. I'm not gonna lie.
That was the one that I just like destroyed, running back over and over again.
Yeah,
I like Dead and Loving It too. That was him. But did he?
Dracula Dead and Loving It, baby.
Oh, that is him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Leslie Nielsen, baby.
Life of Brian too.
Wow.
Wow, I forgot.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, he's literally a prolific director. And like everybody knows him. People who know about film know him, but I just feel like people don't sing his praises enough for like how consistent he was. And also, as far as I know, like he's a nice man. I've only heard nice things and stories about working with him. Like, yeah.
That's always that does matter. When you're like, oh, he's nice. Like, oh, that's great. He's not
a jerk.
So what's
all right? Well, Robin Hood Men in Tights goes through to third round.
Wow.
Serious.
You do have a veto, Flo, Vito.
I sure do.
So so does Jack, but he picked Robin Hood Men.
Oh, he did in that case. No.
Tell Nate about the veto thing, man. Tell him about the veto, man.
So all the hosts here in the show have a veto here, where we can like basically reverse what the crowd says. So we can't use it in the final round. Evan has one, but he loaned his out to Jack Farmer, and I have mine, and I haven't used it quite yet. So at any point in time, I can overrule what the crowd says and push my pick forward because I could be that guy.
Schneider is well
powerful.
said. It is powerful. But Schneider, that's good stuff right there. Where people don't give comedic actors direct. You're absolutely right. There's like this weird mystique that like comedy doesn't get represented and recognized as a craft, especially at the Academy. And I always hear great dramatic actors saying the hardest role they ever played was a comedic role. You know what I mean? Like I hear like great actors being like, comedy's hard, man. You know what I mean? So I always find it a little troubling that it doesn't get recognized for being equal craft that is drama. You know what I mean? So I know what you mean. That's personally why Mel Brooks doesn't get that props. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What's next on the docket?
All right. We now have the candy bar Snickers versus children's show Sesame Street.
Oh hell no.
So Flobo, why don't you take this?
Yeah, I don't want this.
Damn. Okay, so here's the deal. I think all of us has watched Sesame Street, and so whether or not you're a Big Bird fan, stuff up against Telly, Grover, or Elmo, you can say that it's been in your life at some point.
Yep.
And Snickers are delicious. I don't know if you are the king size person, if you're a fun size of Halloween. Everyone tried a Snickers, and everyone says that's a gold standard of chocolate bar goodness. And my chocolate bar, Cadbury, did not go through. So I'm kind of salty. So because of that, I'm going with Sesame Street. Here is an institution that's taught generations how to read and write and be a good global citizen. Here is something that we try to, even if you don't even like PBS as a service anymore, we always go up in arms when Sesame Street is in trouble. Ticket Me Elmo came from that show. Maria, an actual human being living on Sesame Street, taught kids that everyone's trying to make things meet. Go with Sesame Street, man.
Well said. Well said. Jackie boy.
Yeah, I kind of, to echo what Flobo said, I mean, Snickers is sort of the foundational piece of all candy and all chocolate, and Sesame Street is kind of the same thing for children's TV. The difference between the two is that you should have more of one and less of the other. So I got to go with Sesame Street. I think that it's good for people to have. And to Flobo's point again about PBS, I don't think anyone ever cared about PBS. They just cared about Sesame Street. If you got Sesame Street on a different channel, we'd be like, cool, put it on a different channel. We don't that.
I mean, it's on HBO now.
It's on HBO now, and no one cares about PBS. I mean, PBS. I'm not saying we shouldn't have PBS, but everyone's like, oh, that's all. That's all I was watching it for. It's like when Game of Thrones was done. Everyone's like, I guess I'm done with HBO then. So much of I think everyone's childhood is in Sesame Street, and it's for a good thing. Where I think Snickers is in so many people's childhood, and it's for diabetes. That's what's
my goodness.
Come on, man. Hold on, man.
Wait a smear campaign. I love it. I love it. You're right.
You let people make the choices that they want to make. Now let them choose. If they want to choose to kill themselves, let them do that. Nate, what say you, Nate?
I mean, first of all, I'm frustrated that I agree with him, but I still have to fight him that like I was a PBS kid. Okay, there's the Reading Rainbow. Okay, Between Two Lions,
Wishbone.
Arthur. Okay, Wishbone, Clifford. All right, I will not stand for
The
this
big
PBS
red dog.
slander.
Hey, yo, he
Okay?
is disrespecting PBS. And let's be
I
very,
will
very
not
clear.
stand for it. All right,
I'll give you Reading
because-
Rainbow.
like, come on.
He's gonna beat you down like viewers like
This
you.
is coming from. You just hit him with the I read books platform and then came after PBS. Like, what is that? Come on.
Yo,
Where's the
he went hard for
consistency?
he went hard at PBS. Yo.
He did.
All right.
He did.
So my strategy here, I think for the show is obviously we're comparing two different things, so I have to find something to compare them on, right? So for me, this is a competition of value for kids. And as much as I know kids love Snickers, they're bad for them.
Yes.
So I have to go with Sesame Street. Aside from the fact that Sesame Street is awesome, it's an institution that's been around for longer than most of us have been around, and influenced tons of kids. And I think it's incredibly important. Also, Snickers. I've never been a big fan of Snickers. Snickers are my I have nothing else to eat candy. I'm not big on nuts.
Speaking of slander.
Whoa, that's a Milky Way, sir.
They just took everything and threw it together and then covered it in chocolate, and they're like, here you go.
Because hungry, why
Snickers.
wait?
Wait, was that
Also,
was that argument
that
against
was
it or for it?
terrible
It doesn't satisfy him at all.
And
Was that an argument against it?
against it. No, that was Snickers should be held morally responsible for that whole campaign that they're running, implying that if you were hungry, you should eat a candy bar to satisfy your hunger.
on,
They did that for years.
It does
They
though.
still
You're not
do,
hungry.
don't they?
You're not hungry. It didn't say want to lose
No.
weight, grab a Snickers.
No.
It was hungry.
It's like if you don't have a break, munch on.
I didn't realize
behind the
Flobo
bar.
was still on the Snickers marketing team. My bad.
I just love sugar. It's all good.
They paid him under the table, baby. They paid him under the table.
I love sugar too, but I am a gummy supremacist. It's all about
Okay, fair
gummy
enough.
bears and
Bright crawlers.
lifesavers.
Haribo?
and-
You like
yeah,
Haribo?
that's right.
Haribo?
Oh, Haribo is Black Forest is superior to Haribo though. Haribo used to be the jam,
I
but
know what you mean. I know, Black
They've
Forest-
kind of fallen
Plus
out
they're
of-
healthier.
Gummy
Black Forest is
connoisseurs
healthier
on
the
too,
show
right
as a
now.
gummy.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
Evan, should you even
I had
speak?
to figure out what they're talking about.
No. Listen, no, because it's interesting because I love Snickers, but they're right. It's Sesame Street, man. It is, man. It is. It's like I can't go. I went against Sesame Street the last round. I can't go against it this round. Like it's Sesame Street. Last round for Sesame Street to get here, Nate, it was against Mr. Rogers. So it's Sesame Street beat Mr. Rogers.
I saw that. Yeah, I was looking at the. And
Yeah.
I think
Disappointed.
that's
I saw
close,
that.
but I think
It is
I
close.
think you made the right choice, but I think it is definitely it was probably very close. I
The
skimmed
people-
through some of the last couple episodes.
Yeah, people,
Sesame Street is
the
more worldly.
people have spoken. This is the people show, and the people have spoken. Sesame Street won. They're winning right now, really easily as well.
Yeah.
Our job on the panel is to argue the points. Hopefully, we can sway the people, but the people are steadfast. The people said, "Hell no!" The people said,
Yeah.
"Snuffleupagus."
Seriously, I mean, honestly, it was literally. Veronica said there were 2 votes there at her house for Snickers, and then Wheel 5 Stud, Stud
Stud
Muffin wanted
Muffin.
some Snickers, and that was it. Everybody else,
Have you ever
Snuffleupagus
been
got a
into,
sweet tooth, man.
you ever been
Everybody
into a
else.
Snickers and the caramel just kind of drips and falls down
a little
the
bit,
whole way?
a little bit.
Sesame Street's never done that to me.
Why are you biting it?
Oh my god!
That proves it. Settles. That's it.
Yeah,
Can't be that logic.
Because
caramel
of that-
drool,
because of that,
that's-
we're done.
caramel.
That's a mic drop right there.
He's like, if you don't like caramel drool, Sesame Street.
Oh my
Caramel
god.
drool.
Yo, I don't know if anybody picked Sesame Street, but Sesame Street's in the 3rd round making some noise, man. This is very
Yeah.
dangerous. Very
Yeah.
dangerous stuff going on right now.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, yeah.
Bam.
I might say something controversial. Snickers, I kind of like them, but it's not my favorite either. But I will mess with a Snickers ice cream bar. That is
That's her favorite.
Different
She's
categories.
obsessed.
Different
She is
categories.
like for some
obsessed.
reason, what is that?
If I could bring her one of those any time of day. She's like, oh
Yeah.
my god.
The Snickers ice cream bar is like the women's soccer team. It's like way better. It's
Serious.
way better. No, it's way better.
Like,
That joint is banging, yo.
Yeah.
They're like
Why?
they knocked it out the park with that
Why?
thing, man. They knocked it
Why
out
is
the
it
park.
so good though?
What's
All right. Okay, I think this one might be I don't know. This might
I
be a
don't
good
either.
category. It is the holiday Christmas versus the Great Pyramids or the Great Mounds of Jack.
Yeah, Jack, you go, Jack. You
Almond
go.
Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't.
You go, Jack. That mound of dirt.
Listen, I gotta go with the pyramids here. I've got to make up for what I've done in the past.
What?
I've got to atone.
Whoa.
I'm trying to be a good person here. I got to atone for what I've said.
Jack's about to shake you next week. Watch.
And for that, I've got to back the pyramids here. They're full of history. They're full of mystery. They're full of everything you want. There's adventure. They're a sight to behold. I got to back the pyramids today because I've got to show that I'm a guy who can change his mind, who can do some research and say, you know what, I think maybe the pyramids,
Do some research.
Maybe there was a curse that was placed out there I want to protect myself against, so I got to go pyramids.
Spectacular. Did some research on that. We're talking about candy bars. You looked up the computer really quick.
Unbelievable, man.
Wow.
You never know what you're getting with old Jackie here.
Oh, man.
Old Captain Jack Sparrow. Flobo, what say you,
Man,
brother?
if you would have asked me first, I would have said Christmas. Of course it's Christmas, man. The snow's falling, presents, all about togetherness and harmony. But again, the whole part of this tournament is what can we live without? Those pyramids been around for a long time. Maybe before Christmas. I gotta say, it's a possibility the pyramids are more part of our society and culture and world than Christmas is.
Ooh.
Pyramids. Let's switch it up.
Dog like Nate, what say you? The Great Pyramids or Christmas?
This is kind of a tough one. I'm not even really sure like what to judge them on, I guess.
Weird.
Impact on humanity.
Yeah, impact on humanity. I like that.
I think in order to stay consistent with my brand and be anti-capitalist, I'm gonna have to go with pyramids because I cannot be pro-Christmas. Technically, Christmas is older than the pyramids being completed, not necessarily them being started. That being said, like Roman Christmas, when it was not anything close to like what we do now. Like Christmas now is literally, it's just a consumer fabrication of a time for companies to dump their stock.
Give me the presents.
We're a comedy show, Nate. Damn. Don't be so depressing.
Sorry.
What is wrong with you?
Christmas is about family and
I'm not here
proving
for the
how
knowledge.
much you love your family by showing them through monetary gifts. But yeah, I'm going with pyramids. I think the pyramids, even long after we've destroyed the planet because of environmental stuff, the pyramids will still be there. Worn down. People celebrating Christmas, not so much.
It will be mounds for real.
Yes,
It'll be real mounds.
Yo, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. I gotta go. Yeah, you know what, man. Yeah, I gotta go pyramids as well, man. Vesper Evil is preaching right now. I see you, boo thing. Pyramids are living history, as iconic as a monument has ever been. Christmas is just an arbitrary date in the dreariest time of year. Yeah, because you live in Canada, girl.
Well, the dreariest time of year is Valentine's Day.
Vesper, it's like 417 feet of snow, girl. Come on now.
My goodness.
I mean, we still don't know how they made the pyramids.
That's what I said.
And we've went on the moon, and we
That's
we
what
don't know
I
how
said.
they made the pyramids.
No, when we first brought it up, I was like, they still are questioning if aliens built these damn things. They still questioning it, man.
The aliens build Christmas? I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Jay Kalengo's preaching to Nate right now. Like, dog like Nate, incoming knowledge bombs this episode. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh.
Dropping knowledge bombs. So listen, yeah, I got to go to Great Pyramids, man. It's because it's unfortunate. I wish I could see them firsthand to really behold, to see what they are about, man. Because I've always wanted to see them. It's always, like I said, it's always been on one of my lists. So I don't have a bucket list, but if I did, it'd be on it. You know what I mean? I don't like lists to do things before I die. I don't like anything. I don't always think about death all the time. You know what I mean? I just have a list of things I like to see. You know what I mean? Ain't got to be list of things before somebody shoots me or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, so I just want to see the pyramid. You know what I mean, bro? I just want to see.
Videos are not that important, man.
But I'm just trying to say, like, can I see a pyramid without having to be on like on my death list? But listen, I want to see it. Yes, but I want to see him, man. And I know things are kind of tumultuous there. It's not like the best touristy area like it used to be. You know what I mean? But I would love to go see them, man. And I've celebrated enough Christmases that I'm all right. You know what I mean? You don't need to wait on Christmas to give anybody any gifts. You know what I mean? You can get a gift anytime you want. You don't have to have somebody shoving down an agenda to give you some stuff, man. My favorite part about that holiday is my family, you know, and spending time with my family and being able to that dinner, that. But we do that now. You know what I mean? Like it's and like I said, another thing that I like about it is it does seem like people are being nicer around that time. It seems like it, you know what I mean? Yeah. It seems like strangers are saying hello more, at least for that month. You know what I mean?
I don't want to kick Christmas while it's down, but like
you're about to.
Christmas can be.
You sound like you want to.
I am. I don't want to, but I'm in the air already. Like, even though it's a happy and good time for a lot of people, it's also a rough time for a lot of people too. There's like an expectation that you're supposed to be happy, or like you have to be around your family. And for some people, like they can't be around their family, or their family's not good to be around, or whatever. So I think Christmas is a double-edged sword. It's got some good things, but on the backswing, like I don't know if it's worth it. Whereas the pyramids aren't hurting nobody.
No,
I mean,
have you ever heard this?
Not anymore.
I just gotta say real
not
quick
anymore.
though,
Not anymore.
it may not be cool to say that right now, but I like the capitalism of Christmas. I like gifts. I like getting stuff. I like eating too much. I like indulging in every single thing there is in life and being like, the end of the year's a week away. We'll just start all of our being better next week. For now, we're just going to eat bad. We're going to buy things on credit. We're going to get all the things we want. I like that, and I think that's cool. I'm a fan of those parts of Christmas.
Listen, you know what I like?
That's right. To be fair, no one makes songs
man.
about the pyramids at all. No one has a
I
pyramid
like Jack,
album.
Listen, I like Jack. Jack's on brand. That's what I like about Jack. Jack is on brand. Jack is like the Manchurian candidate, man. That's what I love about this dude, man. He is, man.
Pyramids, though. He ain't
Jack,
on brand right now.
But I like where his head's at, man. Jack is like, I told you, man. Besides Chris Hemsworth, if I could build a white dude in the laboratory, it'd be Jack. Man. He's perfect, man. You know what? I like capitalism, man. I like it.
Lobo, there are definitely songs about pyramids. Okay,
I want a pyramid album
by Frank Ocean. Okay,
Walk like an Egyptian.
A pyramid song by Radiohead. Walk like an Egyptian.
That's not
all
about
right,
the pyramid.
the truth is out there.
Oh, shout out to X-Files, baby.
Well, despite this show right now, the chat is saying Christmas, and that's why the vote or the power of the vote is with our chat.
But Jack has a veto.
Yeah, I was gonna say, one of my favorite movies of all time is Die Hard 3, where this guy, he tries to finish the job that someone else tried to do, and another villain tried to do. I love it when someone tries to finish the job that someone else tried to do, but they never seem to make it work. That is why I, Jack Farmer, am going to do what the Grinch couldn't. And I am going to veto now. My heart ain't growing today. Christmas, you're out of there. I'm vetoing you. You're done.
Did you hear that?
I'm doing what the Grinch didn't have the heart to do. I'm getting rid of Christmas right here, right now.
The shock again, man.
My man said Grinch was right.
Baby Jesus, can I have Jack's presence this year,
Grinch
baby
was
Jesus?
right. He's done. No more Christmas.
I would like to point this out that even though Flobo said pyramids, in his winning the entire thing, he said Christmas. So he voted against himself today.
It happens.
And apparently,
or he knew that the audience was going to go with Christmas, even though
They did. They literally went with Christmas.
They did.
They did go with Christmas.
Jack is very shrewd. I don't never know where his mind's at.
Five steps ahead.
Oh, Jack playing chess with this everyday tournament. He has vetoed Christmas. Christmas is dead. Long live the pyramids. Those great mounds of dirt are moved on.
Mom said
Redemption.
Santa just removed Jack from his Christmas list.
I have to confess, I did not forget that Flobo had picked Christmas to win the whole thing.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's like that.
Oh, wow.
Well
it was
played,
really
good
fun.
sir. Well played. Mind you, there's no Christmas now, and there's no Thanksgiving. So what are we celebrating in the
We can't celebrate none.
We can't celebrate nothing.
Halloween.
That's
Halloween.
Halloween's the only one we got.
That's what we got. See you with St. Patty's Day.
All right. Well, the only person that was eligible was Jim DeSanto for the Amazon gift card. He is now out as well.
Thanks to Jack.
He's out because of Jack. All right.
I'm just trying to save the show money.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, well,
Capitalism! Capitalism!
The big companies always win. That's how it
Wow.
Desperate Evil has pyramids winning the whole thing, so she's on the right track as well at the moment.
Yes,
Capitalism
sir.
for Christmas? What?
No, the pyramids.
Wow, round 3.
Right.
That's crazy.
Man, Jack's veto has killed Christmas and the pyramids.
That's going on a shirt.
Santa's like, what'd I do to you, Jack? Ugh.
Woo!
Damn.
Disappears.
All right. So the Great Pyramids have gone through. Bye, Christmas. Okay. Next category, we have Lucille Ball versus soccer icon Messi.
You up, Evan?
Yeah. Well, this is easy. Oh, this is easy peasy lemon squeezy for old Mackie. Oh, that's Lucille Ball, man, all day long.
What?
Oh yeah, we good. I'm good, bro. Oh, I'm good without Messi. I don't need Messi, baby. I got Pele. I got Ronaldo. I got the other
You
Ronaldo.
got Pele,
I got
for real?
I got Ronaldinho. I got
We
my
do not
favorite
have
soccer player of
Ronaldo.
all time. I got Didier
He
Drogba.
died.
I
He
got,
died.
well, I got Didier Drogba. I got Wayne Rooney. I got, oh my goodness, I got a lot. I got Tim Cahill. Lord, Beckham. I got
All right.
so many people, man. I can name footballers all day long who I have. I don't need Messi. I'm good, man. I'm good. I was living my best life before I knew who Messi was. I was minding my business, living ghetto fabulous before I even knew who Messi was, man. So I can live without Messi. I cannot live without Lucille Ball. I cannot live without that icon. I cannot live out with America's sweetheart. Before Julia Roberts, America's sweetheart was Lucille Ball. I can't live without one of the greatest comedians of all time, one of the greatest physical comedians of all time, one of the greatest performers of all time, a woman that was the front of a show when a country did not want women in front. That's when she was. What you mean, no?
No, I'm looking at the chat. The chat here is Kurt Russell loves the pyramids. Dylan Matthews said that.
I know, I saw it.
I was mad at him. Sorry to cut you off.
every tournament. So Flo, you got to see him one more time, baby.
I don't want to see Kurt Russell. I can't stand Kurt Russell now.
Listen, so look, like I said, and truth be told, like I said, there's something to be said about a woman that was able to make something happen when people didn't want her to make it happen. When they wanted to saddle her with a quintessential white husband, she said she would not do the show unless she did it with Desi Arnaz, because she believed that doing it with Desi Arnaz not only would be better chemistry, but that making fun of his culture would be a funny bit and people would learn to love Desi Arnaz. And not only did they not back her with that, she put all the chips on the table and she was right. There's something to be said about an icon like that, man. And I could not live in a world without Lucille Ball. She's one of my first memories as a young man. And I get no Vita by Benjamin. I get no the episode where she like makes her head like a statue because she can't sculpt, and then she makes her head a sculpture, and then the guy loves the sculpture so much that he wants to take her head off, but she can't. It's all, man. Lucy's the truth, man. I got Lucy all day long. Vesper Evil, I feel you, baby girl. What's good?
Yeah, I agree. I go Lucille Ball. I think that there's, as you mentioned, there's lots of great soccer players out there. There's lots of great comedians too. But at the end of the day, when I watch soccer, I'm tense. I'm nervous. I'm worried. Is my team going to win? Is my team going to lose? Do I have money on this game? Do I not have money on this game? Is it one? It's during the World Cup when it really matters. Who knows? Who doesn't? I Love Lucy's just funny. It makes me feel good. It makes me laugh. Makes me have a good time. And I can watch reruns. I can watch them again and again. I can't watch some soccer game from 10 years ago and laugh. I can watch any episode of I Love Lucy and I'm going to have a good time. It makes me feel good. And that's all I care about.
Fresh off the Pino.
I feel like fresh off the death of Christmas, Lucille Ball makes me feel good.
That's your album title right there. Right off the death of Christmas.
That sounds like a rock album. That sounds like a dope.
Wow.
That sounds like an album by Korn or something like that.
Yeah.
That's good dope.
And it's all Christmas covers, by the way.
Man, Flobo, what say you, brother?
Yo, here's the deal, man. I actually agree with you. Ultimately, I do think Lucille Ball is more important than Lionel Messi. What I am surprised about, though, is how it's in a runaway. And I'm a little disappointed you had to put Tim Cahill in for our Australian audience. But I understand that, man. Look,
I like Tim Cahill.
I know you do, but you got to put it in there. You could have not, but you like, I got a picture. Agenda-serving mother truckers. All right, here's the deal. I like Lucille Ball.
I have all Australian viewers.
Yeah, I get it, man. Look, Look, I like Lucille Ball, but if you look at her career, as much as she's an icon, towards the end of her career, her last 3 shows weren't as good. And I think that matters in the whole grand scale of things. This is why I think, well, Lucille Ball is still better than Messi, and I think you guys are right for picking her. I do not see this in a runaway. Because what Lionel has done, what Messi has done in the international game, even though he has won the big one, or even in the club game, he has won the big one.
Taxes.
Hey man, again, if you don't get caught, what's the deal is? You know what I'm saying? Like he's an inspiration for so many different generations. I should not know that. That's how
you know he got caught. I shouldn't know he doesn't pay his taxes.
I know, right? Well, I mean, come on, he's working things out. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's inspiration.
Yeah,
for so
he
many
paying his
kids now.
taxes.
Yeah. For so many
That's
other
how
people.
you work them out.
Yeah, that's how you work them out. Ushered in a new era in Barcelona. I mean, like, it's not like he's a slouch. It ain't like I'm saying, well, what is whatever call it, like, I don't know, Joe Corona.
No, he's damn good, Flobo. But did he usher a new era, or did that unlimited bank account usher a new era?
Well, I think that's part and parcel of the same. When you have the whole thing being a sport and everything else. But I'm like,
there's no cap.
We are getting into the weeds. What I'm saying is, I agree with you guys. I'm picking Lucille Ball, but it's surprising how you thought it was a runaway. That's why I was kind of like, oh, really? Whoa.
Yeah, I love Lucy, man.
But yeah, her last 3 or 4 shows, Living with Lucy, it's not that good. Go back and check them out. It just doesn't hit like the classic I Love Lucy.
Of course not. That's all I need, though. That's all I need is the classic. I'm good.
Here's Messi. Messi has peers that you can argue are close to him. That's what the first round had. Lucy doesn't. Lucy doesn't have a peer.
But that's the thing about that era of television, though, man. Like, the shows that are still talked about today are so different. I Love Lucy isn't the same thing as Leave It to Beaver or The Honeymooners. No. We can. Now we can, but back then it was so different, man.
No, they were all different for different reasons, for different times, for different agendas. What I loved about Lucy is I learned a lot about Hollywood because of it. You know what I mean? Like, because Ricky was an entertainer. You know what I mean? Like that was that's. Yeah, I love that aspect when they moved to Hollywood. I love that aspect. But Nate, I want to get you in there, brother. What is your thoughts, man?
This is an interesting one for me because this is the one I was the most dreading, honestly. I out myself. I'm really not super into sports. I watch hockey, even that I watch like casually. So for me, like Messi is someone that I'm familiar with only because I have friends that watch football, I watch soccer, so they talk about it, but I have literally no opinion whatsoever of like good or negative or whatever. I just know he's a really good soccer player.
He's good.
Comparing that to Lucille Ball, to me, like it's just not even a contest because, well, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Lucille Ball. Not that I have big issues with her. I think she was very influential, and she's someone that I grew up experiencing, like not even necessarily choosing to. It was just on TV, or I would see it in school even sometimes, and I've learned about it in writing classes and looking at history of television and stuff. So she's just very influential, and I think, I mean, in my opinion, even someone. All right, I don't want to maybe not go that far. I think I would say like you would have to get. I don't know Messi really and his influence, but I feel like you would have to get to the level of someone like a LeBron James or like a Michael Jordan or I don't know what the football equivalent of that would be, but like a really high level of athlete to even be comparable to someone like Lucille Ball in terms of like cultural influence, where I just don't think being really, really good at a sport is enough. I think being really, really good at a sport and then taking that influence and being like, hey, I'm also a talented speaker. I also care about the world or like whatever. Like I feel like that is what expounds upon.
The reason why you said that's a great point. The reason why I think that's a great point is because with all due respect to Messi, he will never live up to Maradona. Ever.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is he's what Nate's talking about, though. He's like the Jordan of Argentina. Like Maradona, to me, he might be the greatest football player I've ever seen. He really might be. And I really never thought that truly until I watched that documentary. I knew about him and I loved him. The reason how you know Maradona's great is he's like the first soccer player I ever heard about besides Pele. And that's before I even really fell in love with soccer, before I moved to Germany and lived in Germany. If you watch the documentary that HBO produced, one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my entire life about Maradona, his impact and influence on his country, man, and in Italy, what he did, man, he might be the greatest soccer player to ever live. Truly, man. He's something special, man. He really is. And he was cocky, he was brash, he was arrogant, and that country still embraces him. Messi stay living in that shadow. He lives in the shadow of Maradona. If I'd have said Maradona, Lucy, we might have a different conversation. We might have a little different conversation. Yo, Vesper, don't nobody give a damn about Vince Carter.
Every week. Yo, about Vince Carter with spaghetti sauce.
Yo,
Vince Carter
I was going to say, you were ready for that.
Boy, that Canadian
boy,
ready. I swear, boy. I love Vince. No, Vince is my favorite player. Like I said, 2000 dunk contest, Vince Carter dunk contest was the same year I had my first dunk contest. It mirrored. It was when they had the dunk. They had was it February whenever they had the All-Star game. In June is the street hoops in Carlisle. Our first dunk contest. I modeled every single dunk after Vince Carter, and I literally it's I think it's the only reason why I won the damn thing, because he was my inspiration, man. Vince don't even know that, but I'm like, this dude. It was everything to me, especially when the greatest dunk contest of all time. But I'm just teasing the best. But damn, we talking about football right now.
I gotta say, Nate, it's funny you don't watch football or you don't watch sports except for hockey. That's like a B-side sport. I feel like you have to be a big sports fan before you get to hockey.
A rarity.
That's
Remix.
Look, if we can do a whole hours of content on my sports takes. I find most sports to be boring and uninteresting, and like hockey is constant action. They're allowed to fight. Like, I don't know why
What's
people
your team?
Like, I mean, and again, that's why I say, like, I'm not a big sports guy. I'm like a casual, like, I was a Kings fan for a long time, especially, you know, when I was in high school in like 2010, when they actually were doing really good. They haven't been great in the last few years. Recently, I've been a Oilers fan. I think they've been doing really well. Tampa Bay Lightning has also had a good couple of years.
Dropping this hockey knowledge.
But I like it.
I like dude. Go wild.
Nothing better.
The rivalries and the way that explodes on the ice is like unlike anything I've ever seen. And like, I've always said if they would cut
Monge, shut up, Monge.
to be like just the plays, like I would totally watch it. There's just too many downtimes. Football, there needs to be a clock. There's no clock. I go to, or I'm sorry, not football, baseball. I go to a baseball game. You sit down, you have a beer, you look up, and the game started. And you didn't even know the game started because everyone's just talking. No one's even paying attention for 4 hours until like the end of the game. And then if it's close, maybe people are in. But the game just like happens. Like, I get it's like a statistics thing. It's all about numbers and like odds and stuff like that. But
so Nate, to your point, man. I will say this to anybody that's never seen a hockey game live. Damn it, I'd be damned. It might be the most exciting game I've ever seen live. Truly, it might be over football, over baseball, over basketball, over soccer. The most exciting game I've ever seen was when the Capitals were in the playoffs. And I was in DC. I was like, the atmosphere, I can't describe. It felt like WrestleMania, man. I'm serious, man.
That's what it is.
Like, it's incredible. No, and I tell people this: if you haven't seen a live hockey game, you can't really judge it. You got to go live. After you see live, shout out to Vesper. She ain't lying, though, real talk. But like, no, listen, what she said. She's so.
Carter does a curl.
She's just
throwing firebombs in the chat just to see what happens.
Anybody don't know that Vesper's Canadian.
She is
Lord. Oh God. The funniest thing she's ever said, whether she knows it or not, the funniest thing she's ever said is we were doing the debate between soccer and some other sport or whatever, and she was like, and then it got to like the vote, and the chat was like deadlocked. She was like, it figures that soccer would end in the tie, even in the chat.
That's the other thing that drives me nuts about soccer. Like the score will be like 1-0, and the game's been on for like 4 hours. Bruh.
You're like,
come on. Dude.
No, I explain that.
Soccer is like it's the cultural thing, and like, and also for a lot of these countries, like in a similar way that basketball is for us in the African American community around the world. True. Soccer is like this. It's like this thing that people look at as an avenue to like uplift yourself, and I think that culture, aside, also too, like there's great pride. From what I've seen on the outside within like the clubs and stuff, and like that really translates to the audience, and the players feed off that energy and stuff, and so while I don't think it's for me, I totally understand why people like it. I think if I traveled more, especially like out of the country, I would probably get into soccer.
I should say my defense.
What up, baby?
I like hockey. I enjoy hockey. I think Mario Lemieux is one of the best athletes for what he's done for a team.
He really is, though.
He is, though. I was just saying, like, usually when people like hockey, they like a bunch of other sports first. It's like saying, I don't like Michael Jackson, but like Off the Wall is the best song.
I think for me, I'm a huge video game nerd. So like for me, because it's like nonstop action. And also, I've been to a Lakers game, I've been to Dodgers game, I haven't been to a professional football game, and I've been to a Kings game. And by far, the best time I've had at a sports game is going to hockey games.
I'm telling you, guys, he's right. You ain't lying, bro. If you go,
even like low tier hockey. Just the game itself is so. It's like modern day it's like a gladiator arena. Like
I'm telling you.
It's easily the most dangerous sport too. They're on the ice. Those guys are moving sometimes 40, 50 miles an hour.
No, I walked in there,
with those blades.
I walked in there. I walked into the arena because it's Verizon Center, and I walked in there. I remember walking in there pissed off because I wasn't watching the Wizards play. I was like walking in there like, man. But when someone gives you a free ticket to a playoff game, you just don't say no. I don't give a damn if they're playing Parcheesi. You just go.
Playoffs are Parcheesi?
Yeah, playoffs are Parcheesi. You just go. So I walk. So I go in there, and my man's like, "Yo, Evan, I'm visiting. I'm here in DC. Come down to DC. I was living in Maryland at the time. He goes, I got this ticket for the playoffs game. It's a great seat. I was like, cool, bro. It's whatever. It's hockey. Man, I was like, this is incredible. Dude, I tell people, go see a live hockey game because football's boring as hell. They always do timeouts. They always do commercials. That's why a lot of these players get hurt. A lot of people don't know why. It's the starting and stopping. Maybe they'll figure it out one day. They start and stop too much in football and in basketball. That's why there's injuries. You got to keep moving. You got to keep going.
There's very specific reasons why hockey is not that successful in America, and it has to do mostly with economic reasons as well as just climate reasons. But hockey is not a cheap sport. It costs a lot for people to play personally. Not even meant to mention, even if you are at a school that is lucky enough to have an ice rink, you still have to buy your own equipment and stuff. Like it's a very expensive sport, as well as. Because of that barrier entry, our skill base in America is generally lower, which just doesn't incentivize Americans to try because the league is dominated by people from other countries. So like it's already like it's not really an American thing anyways. But suddenly, if the league started getting some superstars of like straight up Americans, or if somehow like they make ice rinks in every public school. Like, there's a lot of reasons why it won't necessarily happen.
No, it's funny. It's funny you say that though, Nate, because that's why soccer's not big here, because soccer's not cheap. Soccer's not cheap. You get I wish I played soccer when I was growing up, but I didn't have a chance to. Didn't have an opportunity to. School didn't have a soccer pitch, but that's why basketball is so huge. You can go anywhere in the world, anywhere in America, and to pick up a basketball, and someone either has one or you have one, and there's a court. You know, soccer. I knew a lady I used to work with who had 2 kids and had to work another job just to pay for her entire. You know what I mean? Her just another job just to pay for her kids' soccer. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where those expensive sports are hard for us to get good at because we're all playing the broke sports. You know, well, in other countries, Brazil, the poorest sport in the world is soccer. That's why they're so damn good there. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But before we get completely off the rails,
I did want to say. No, it's not you. I wanted to shout out Jack Farmer for besmirching hockey because that's how we got on this tangent.
How dare you watch it?
It turned into an all-out thing.
I used to go see. I want to double down on what was said about the lower league stuff. Not just hockey, but what I watched most of my hockey was the Tacoma Sabercats. So it wasn't even NHL. Now we have an NHL team.
I really appreciate the chat for staying with us too. By the way,
but seriously, because I think this is heel farmer going on right now.
I was gonna say. I was just about to promote the lower leagues and say you can go see great games for super cheap. We have the Tacoma Rainiers back where I'm from too, like baseball. There's so much super affordable stuff to go see live games that are still just as fun. So I would definitely recommend, I guess, once you're allowed to go to sporting events.
First of all, before we go, shout out to Candace Grant, shout out to Snyder. Y'all been hanging with us, man. I haven't seen y'all before, so I really appreciate y'all in this chat.
Yes.
Who's winning? Did Lucy win?
Lucy won the landslide.
Lucy won. Only
20 minutes ago.
I know, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yo, Flubbo, you do have a veto.
I sure do. Let's move on.
All right. Okay, so after the tangent of hockey, we will talk about. We'll have a whole hockey tournament.
I love hockey, but man, this is a lot of talk about hockey, man. I'm gonna be honest.
We just started talking about hockey all the time.
Hockey got some love on this.
I like baseball too.
I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that.
The chat was kind of getting angry at each other. I was like, we need to stop talking about hockey right now because I think our chat's about to fight each other. I was like,
many Canadians.
We're all taking off our gloves.
I was like, whoa. All right.
I love it.
So Lucille Ball is going on. we now have the mythical creature, the Kraken, versus combat sport, boxing. Jack, go first.
Oh wait, no!
Back
Don't ask
to
a
you.
guy where there's a hockey team called Seattle Kraken to go first. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Yeah,
We're going to Nate.
No,
I was
God.
about to say. I'm so glad that I wasn't here last week for the Dragons versus the Kraken talk, because there's a Seattle team for both of them, and I wouldn't have known what to do. But there is a Seattle team for the Kraken, which means, look, let's just break it down. Let's make it simple. Let's put a Kraken in the ring with a boxer and see who wins that.
Oh, hell no.
You know damn well Kraken wins out of contract.
Right. You could put a glove on all of its little tentacles and be like, bah, 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 bah. And that wouldn't even be the hardest part of its day.
It's true. It's true.
I think the Krakens are mythical. They're legendary. They can eat ships. They keep our imagination going. Boxing it's an older sport. No one cares. It's not even MMA. It's not.
It's not.
You're right, because it
not.
lost the boxing.
It's not.
I think, MMA didn't win because it didn't
Hell
pass
no.
the drug test. But
I laughed a little too hard at that.
But I think Krakens are more fun. Boxing's yesterday's news. It's
The
old
hell it is.
news.
He's right.
I think if you ask the average person, if you stood on a street corner and asked the average person to name 5 boxers
They would.
that are currently boxing.
Oh, that.
Currently boxing? Yeah.
You got a point.
think
He's got a point.
I don't think they could.
He got a
He does
point.
have a point. He
He
don't
does
have
have
a
a
point.
point.
I don't think they could.
He does not have a point because
5?
they couldn't name 5 MMA guys that are currently fighting.
I mean, but that was last week. We're talking about Kraken.
Oh, so it's
You
not
know
about
when
Kraken.
Kraken is all you need.
MMA is better than boxing. It can't be better than boxing if you can't do the same damn thing with boxing.
He
You
said it
can't do
was
the same
old.
thing.
He said it was better. He said it was old.
It's not. If it was, it wouldn't make so much damn money. It makes too much money still. Boxing makes too much money still, man. Way too much money.
Enron made a bunch of money until everyone found out it didn't.
Boxing's still here though. Boxing's still here.
So, yo, you know what? I
just clear it up.
sat there with that hockey discussion and sports. I'm a big baseball fan, and I keep my mouth shut when people tell me that sport is boring. I disagree. I think baseball is one of the most interesting and engaging sports on the planet, and it's a reason why at one point it's America's pastime. You know what sport is not interesting anymore? Boxing. Why? Because here's a sport that is crumbling under the weight of its own regulation and sanctioning bodies. The pure sport that we all love is not the sport we thought about a generation ago, 2 generations ago. The whole Showtime era, the Don King era, that stuff is gone, man. We're all running nostalgia with that now.
For good
man.
reason. Don King was robbing people. Don King was robbing people.
In that case, that's my vote. No, I'm just saying, man. Of the 2, Krakens are fun. At least the Kraken means things are going to go down. It's fun. Mythical creature. I'm going with the Kraken.
No, I respect your idea, but I'm not gonna have you just like poo boxing because it still makes money. It would make sense.
I didn't say it was trash.
No, I'm just saying you guys would make more sense if Floyd still wouldn't make $200 million tomorrow. It would make perfect sense.
I never said it wasn't viable.
You just said Don King was terrible, ripping people
No,
off. He was making tons of money.
Yeah, and how's that working out? How's that working out? He's a disgraced promoter.
I didn't say boxing wasn't viable. I didn't say boxing was trash.
I'm just saying the fact remains that it is. Like I said, only boxing could make a fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, and people bought it. They bought it.
But
that
it
was a
wasn't-
glorified exhibition. No. It was an exhibition, and it made Conor more money than he's ever made in his life, and he'll never fight
It could have
MMA
been
again.
Parcheesi. It could have been that Parcheesi playoffs, and I would
If
have
you
bought
say
it.
so. If you say so.
That's what you're missing, though, Evan. Mayweather and McGregor made that match successful.
Tyson
Boxing
Fury
had nothing to do with it.
Tyson Fury.
Oh,
is a
that's
boxer.
ridiculous.
Seriously, right?
Boxing, no, it was
Boxing had nothing. It was literally him trying boxing. The whole draw was an MMA fighter who
Trying
doesn't
boxing.
box fighting a boxer.
my
How
point
could you
is-
say boxing has nothing to do with it?
Because if
you.
Mayweather went into the octagon, it would have done the same thing.
No, hell no.
No.
Because everyone. No, see, let me hold on for real. Let me break it down. Let me tell you why this makes sense. Let me tell you why promoters make money and we don't. Let me tell you why. Because they knew they couldn't sell the bill of goods that Floyd could fight Conor in the octagon. He would get destroyed in the octagon. However, in the boxing ring, people were like, wait a minute, Conor can box a little bit. He might be able to catch Floyd. And it was the intrigue through the boxing ring that made people buy that fight. It would have never made the same money the other way. he would have got killed.
Right. So what you're saying is some guy who doesn't even do this all the time, he might be able to do it a little. You suckered a bunch of people to pay for that.
Yes.
I mean, like a blanket with sleeves on the front of it doesn't make it a good thing. It just makes it something that suckers money out of people out of money. It doesn't make it a good thing. I can live without it.
I thought you were pro-capitalism.
I'm pro.
Exactly.
Look, you want to know what capitalism is?
Can I get my take? I haven't had my turn yet.
Go, Nate. Go.
Okay.
Go.
So this was a tough one for me because being a big nerd. I love fantasy stuff. I like the idea of the Kraken like winning this, but I can't agree with Jack anymore. So I have to go with boxing on this one. And let me tell you why. Okay. The Kraken is just not relevant. Like people that the odd person that you will find that would even use Kraken in some arbitrary way in a conversation could probably not tell you anything about a Kraken other than, oh, it's a sea monster. Like that's it. What else do people know about a Kraken? Nothing at all. Because
come on, man.
It's not relevant. Sea monsters are not relevant.
What is a relevant fantasy creature?
Time. You know what is a
sea monster.
You know what is a well, dragons for one. They're
What?
used in pop culture.
That was
They're used in pop culture all the time.
It lost.
We're not. We can't thread over sour milk. This is the situation we're in now. Okay, boxing has created more relevant and topical cultural legends than a Kraken. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, like even them alone. Not even mentioning other famous boxers, like they transcend beyond the sport. But the sport itself, boxing is like talk about like. Just like we talked about with the soccer and around the world, people using a sport and viewing it as a way to uplift themselves and using their desire to get out of their current situation. Boxing has been that for thousands of years. Boxing has been around for a long time. And while I do agree it's not necessarily in its best state now, that has more to do with because of, again, sound like a parrot, hypercapitalism and the way that like as these more popular stars make more money and they're worth more people are invested in their interest and their well-being, so it's going to be more meticulously managed and stuff so people don't get hurt. Right. I agree it was better before when it was more raw, but to that standard there are other things outside of Mayweather fights. There are plenty of other boxing leagues where these fighters train non-stop and go in and give it their all. It's an incredibly tactical combat sport. A lot of people don't realize it. A lot of thought and mental game goes into it outside of the physical aspects. I just don't see how you could make an argument that a Kraken is more relevant to modern day society than boxing.
Listen, you say that, Nate. No, you're right, Jack. You're right. Like you're right. Before I let you go, Jack, it's like stuff like that Will Five Stud just posted. He's right, man. And old Pacquiao, over the hill Pacquiao versus Floyd, 4.6 million buys. That's crazy, man. 4.6 million at $59.99 and $69.99.
And that's not even mentioning the bootlegs. Like,
yes, but bro,
and the people watching online.
Pet Rock sold a lot. What is that?
An exhibition. You guys are that's fine. That's fine. But an exhibition between Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, they're selling for $59, and people are going to buy it. That's boxing, baby.
You can't say that something's more like relevant today. When Nate, you said you were born.
Why can't you? You just made the argument.
Yeah, you were born in. You said you were born in '92. Did you see Ali or Tyson, the two guys you referenced, fight live?
No, but the fact that I am
not culturally relevant.
No, that proves my point. The fact that I know about them is that they're still culturally relevant. Mike Tyson was in The Hangover. What are you talking about, dude? He's in that movie.
Was in
Pirates. I've got you, Jack.
Pirates.
No, but Mike Tyson was in The Hangover. Mike Tyson was in The Hangover. And it was in the trailer, and people didn't go, what's he doing there? They knew why. Because even then, he's still Iron Mike Tyson. Even then, way after his career was over, way after his charge, way after being released. That's boxing power, man.
Krakens haven't actually killed ships in a long time, but they were in Pirates of the Caribbean. People were like, "Oh,
that's all you got. That's all you got. Pirates. That's all you see is pirates."
Well, when was the last time a boxer became the face of a hockey franchise? Kraken just did it.
Okay, so before we get farther, the chat agreed.
Your argument.
I'm like, Jack probably should have saved his veto instead of killing Christmas for the Kraken because the chat is agreeing.
I stand by
boxing.
Christmas.
So wait.
This is boxing. Oh my goodness! And because we were distracted by hockey earlier, I did forget to announce that Wheel 5 Stud and Kevin Correa are out because they said Messi was going to win this tournament.
Oh,
and he is gone.
Ooh.
What's that?
So they are gone.
What's that Jay Kalinko comment there? I see. Fascinating.
Oh wow, that's a lot more than 4 million bucks.
That movie is
They made a rap for the Titans.
bad.
But it's there. I don't care what bad is. People want to go see it. You said people want to see it.
No, you were like pet rock. Who cares? It makes money.
It makes money.
Guys, you guys have lost this argument, so I really don't care what you're saying right now. You guys have lost.
There was
So,
no
wait,
let's
argument.
look up
Your man told me.
what's
Your man told me a
budget for that
fantasy
film?
character is not relevant. I was like, what?
Are we really going to compare boxing numbers to $492 million? Shall I talk about how much money boxing generates? Shall we do that?
You lost. So
It's
Oh
over.
no! Actually, I didn't lose because I'm using the veto. I wasn't cracking the whole thing. Boxing's dead. Moving on. Yeah, moving on, baby. Because you know for sure Kraken would draw more money if it was on pay per view.
Oh my God!
No, let's go.
I knew you were going to use that.
I was going to save it for Chinese food, but nah, man. You said I lost an argument. It's done. You caused this, Evan. You caused
I have
this.
to change. I have to fix. Oh, I was not ready.
Release the Kraken.
Back
Yo, somebody's wrong anyway, man. It's like
That's what the veto was made for. When you lose an argument, you can change the argument, but you did lose the argument.
No.
This means I won it though. This means right here I won it. And they're celebrating.
But you lost.
the one.
What a cracking shot.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I wanted Kraken to win. I just wanted to play devil's advocate.
Way to go against Jack.
Yeah, okay. I can't agree with Jack anymore.
Back-to-back veto.
Yeah. I was going to save it for Chinese food.
Again, I can never do that sound.
I really was. You
But
did
it's
this
gone
happening.
now. But it's gone. Dude, it's gone.
It feels
good.
It feels
The
good
veto's
though every
gone.
time you do it. I love it.
I know,
It
right?
does.
It's a power. It's a power.
I get the Rolls Royce beating the Tesla now.
Okay, before we move on, Nate, I have a question. I'm not going to tell you what this is for. I'm just going to give you 4 things, and I just want you to tell me which one out of all of them. Red Bull, Kurt Russell, Coke, or bacon?
Oh,
Which one?
Bacon.
Okay, all right. Now I will tell you what that is for. I'll be taking votes. Well, I'm going to keep taking votes from newer people, but it's when we do our ultimate everything tournament. They have a ultimate Lazarus pick that gets to come back. They have all been killed off and died. So this is that one you just voted. Oh, you
like
voted
a wild
for me.
card.
Bacon was my choice. I just realized. Flobo had Red Bull, Jack had Kurt Russell, and Evan had Coke. So right now, tied is Kurt Russell and Bacon.
Kurt Russell ain't losing.
They're
I
tied.
do love Kurt Russell, but I love Bacon more.
And when you take that L,
Okay.
there's no veto for you to use when you take that L. Kurt Russell. I want Flobo to know when he takes his
All
L
right.
for Kurt.
Man.
Kurt's going through.
There's like
All
4
right,
different
next
ways we kill this guy.
Next category.
He won't win that.
And
He
now
can't
the
win that
hyper
tournament.
tournament. Kurt Russell's number 1.
He can't win that. He can't win that, but he'll be in it. He can't win it though.
No.
He
Next
can't win that.
category, we have Eddie Murphy versus Chinese food. Let's have Nate start this off. Go for it.
I'm gonna expose myself again. I'm not really crazy about Chinese food. Like Panda Express is about as close as I get to actual Chinese food.
That's still Chinese.
And I do enjoy it, Panda Express, but come on, Eddie Murphy is a legend. Like even with the more than a handful of bad movies that he's made, he has easily a double handful of like straight up classics, not to mention his stand-up and also just his overall influence on films and comedy and stand-up comedians in general. I have to go with Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Mm.
Jack?
Yeah, so this is this one has been bouncing around for me quite a bit. I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. I think even as mentioned, even his bad movies are still funny. His stand-up is severely underrated in this day and age, just because I guess it's gotten to be so old at this point. But but you know what? I like to try to think ahead. I like to make alliances, and Flobo, you helped me out with that veto last move. I'm gonna go Chinese food. I had some Panda Express last night. I had some orange chicken. I had some teriyaki chicken. I doubled down on the chicken. Why not? I can do what I want. I enjoy myself some Chinese food. I'm a fan of Eddie Murphy, but this is where we build the alliances. This is where the game gets real.
It's like Survivor.
Before we get voted off the island.
Oh my
Flobo, I'm gonna back you up on this one. I'm going Chinese food.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to rain on anybody parade. But I just want to let you know, like, there's no like winning and losing. You know, like the voters vote. I just want everybody to know that. No,
you guys are just trying to convince.
This is something me and Heidi been wanting to talk about for like a few weeks. Like
there's no winning in this.
Like Evan doesn't win because I put a pick in. Like I just put the pick in the tournament and then I let the people decide.
It's the chat. You guys are trying to convince the people.
We're trying to convince the people of the chat. So whether I lose or win or a veto gets used, like everybody wins because the people vote. You see what I'm saying? Like me and Heidi been sitting on this for like 3 or 4 weeks. We've been like, I want everybody to know that we just put the things in to make people laugh and giggle, and then we argue our sides. And then if Evan loses, it's all good because it's just a fun game. So like, I
say the same thing when I'm playing Mario Kart and I'm losing. Oh, we're not really racing.
I'm hearing a lot of coping. Really heavy coping.
You sound like a politician right now. It's not about. It's about the people.
No.
It's not about.
No, but it is though.
And they walked away. He's like, I can't damn.
I got a cap here for you if you want to wear this cap.
Hold on. Like in all seriousness,
for all the capping you're doing right now.
If we were really keeping score, I'd be winning most of the tournaments. But I don't. But do I say that? Do I ever say that?
No, but that makes it fun.
But what I'm trying to. The reason why I don't say that is because I'm not. There's no winning or losing. If there really was winning or losing, every time I would win, I would say I won the tournament.
I love Vesper Evil just now. She said the everything tournament equals true democracy.
Vesper understands. Vesper gets it. When this tournament first started, I didn't think anybody would watch. So there had to be a winner or loser. When people started watching, I was like, oh hell no. Like it don't matter what I say now. If the people vote Chinese food goes through. It don't matter what I say, you know what I mean?
Earlier, Vesper Evil said that Jack changed her mind and she went the other way.
Jackie, I win most of the tournaments, but I don't say I win.
Not buying it.
Heidi, how many times have we talked about this? Like weeks. I think this was the perfect time to break it down because the alliance talks started happening. I was like, wait a minute, there ain't no way to lose.
This is not Survivor. Okay.
It's not Survivor, man. It's just a tournament where people vote on things they like. That's all it is.
I'm just trying not to get relegated to the something tournament.
You're good. You're good,
Flobo. It's now. Eddie Murphy or Chinese food?
Yeah, okay, that was kind of awkward, but here's the thing. I'm going to go with Chinese food. I love the way it tastes. I love it's awesome. Look, I'll be honest with you, as a comedian, we all think about what it means to go on stage. For us, especially in our community, leather, right? Delirious. When you wear black leather, you wear leather on stage, it means you made it. This is why I got so mad when Amy Schumer actually had an album called the Leather Album. Like, you ain't on that level yet. Eddie Murphy
just learned something.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kevin Hart or even Chris Rock. When you hit a certain level, you hit that leather on stage, like you made it. You know, like Delirious. But Chinese food, man, is the one thing I'm homesick about. I go home to New York, I see my family. Pizza, I can get whatever, but that New York style American Chinese food is very unique to that neighborhood. It's that cuisine. I mean, it hits like home. So I'm going with that one for sure.
See, and Dylan Matthews said Chinese food in memory of Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I love
Jog Night Nate, what say you, brother?
No, you did. You went first.
Yeah.
Did he go?
Yeah.
I was gonna go Murphy. I was gonna go Murphy, man. Then I had some orange chicken, and I was like, it gotta be Chinese food, man. It's tough, man. It's tough though because it's about what you can't live without.
Chinese food. Yeah.
I eat it too damn much, man. I really do. It's probably my favorite cuisine at the end of the day. And man, as much as I love Eddie, and much as how many films he's given me, man, and how many laughs he's given me, I haven't watched an Eddie Murphy movie in a while, but I had like Chinese food like twice like last week. You know what I mean? So it's just I gotta go Chinese food, man. It's just so damn good, man. That's the sesame chicken they have at this one spot. Oh my god!
The tiebreaker, sesame chicken, y'all.
Good, man.
I just want to say a couple unrelated phrases. Okay, Beverly Hills Cop, Coming to America, Boomerang,
Meet Dave.
Nutty
Yeah.
Professor,
Pluto
Keep
Nash.
hitting him.
Shrek,
Yeah.
Mulan.
Dr. Doolittle, Daddy Daycare, okay, maybe not Norbit.
Thank you.
Norbit.
Dolomite was also really good too. I like it a lot. It's very different from his films, but I liked it a lot. Not even mentioning like, you know, the SNL stuff and the specials like you talked about. Just, I mean, Chinese food is look. I had, you can't see it. I had panda
No, I
last
see the
night
panda. You see the
as
panda?
well.
I thought it was a fortune
but-
cookie. Fortune cookie is
Come on, man! Like, this is Eddie.
I love
Murphy.
Eddie, but I love
the
Eddie,
donkey.
man, I love Eddie. I love Eddie.
You gotta kick off the donkey.
I love Eddie, man, but I got too many black communities I could choose from. I'm good, man.
Mushu.
I'm good,
I mean,
man.
you did Chinese food. I mean, you know, Dylan Matthews said it, of course, and then who else said it? It was.
I'm sure this is closer than it looks.
Wait, no, but Eddie.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
close.
no, I mean, it's more overwhelming. Eddie, there was a lot.
That's Eddie Murphy, man.
Monge, yeah, Vesper
I'm okay,
Evil,
with, I'm
Jake
okay with Eddie
Kalenko,
getting a win here.
It's Eddie.
yeah.
I don't want any of you haters eating Chinese food ever again, though. Don't eat. Don't pick up. Just put on raw. Put on raw. Put Eddie Murphy raw. That will feed you. That will feed you.
All the things that died: Italian food, pizza, London, Dublin, Dubai.
Y'all killing all this good
Y'all
food,
killing everything.
man.
We're living on donuts.
We are living on donuts. for
Donuts.
real.
Back
All right,
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy moves through.
Damn,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Next is pop music versus the Joker. Flobo, you take this.
Oh,
Man,
God.
look, pop music is the biggest cop out because it's everything. So I don't even know what this means in terms.
Is it a
of
genre? Is it a genre?
It's a genre made of. It's a pastiche of genres.
Is it a genre?
It's a pastiche of genres because you can say pop jazz and pop classical. Pops are
But
different
is
than
there?
pop.
Is it a pop genre?
No, it's not. It's not a genre of music.
What is it?
It's a classification. So
What are the
anything.
Backstreet Boys? What are the Backstreet Boys? What do they do?
A boy band.
So
What music
pop,
do they do?
Pop music
Pop.
refers to the pop sensibilities, right? It's a description term about this is the
What is Michael
sound
Jackson?
that is
What is
most
he?
wide. This is
I
the
thought this
sound
was
that is
soda.
most widely appealing at the time. Wait, it's not soda?
This is about,
It's not Dr.
What?
Pepper?
I thought this is about my dad, Pop.
What do they call Mike? Do they call Mike the king of the pop pastiche? What do they call Mike?
We totally went away from Flobo's argument. Flobo.
said
Go ahead, man.
I just want to say, man, look, the Joker is not even my favorite Batman villain, right? I'm a Riddler guy. I'm a Ra's al Ghul guy. When you're talking about what villainy is in comic books, and someone says, I'm coming as a costume party, the Joker is iconic for what that is. It's a sense of chaos, it's a sense of getting the best of our superheroes. I gotta go with Joker, man. I gotta go with Joker.
Okay, now we'll go to Nate because he was like, you know,
Oh, like
going
Nate?
in on his
Yeah.
argument.
Oh, okay. Well, really quick, I just want to, at least how I define pop, it's what the popular sound or more openly received sounds of the time are. That's why pop changes and evolves so much, because it's not specifically something within the genre of music itself as much as it is whatever everyone is like, this is pop collectively, you know, without saying it, decides this is pop music. It usually just kind of happens
So pop is short for
organically.
popular.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So this is a tough one. Like, I do agree with Flobo. Like, the Joker is very, very iconic. And actually, even though I'm very much a Marvel guy, I'm not super big into DC. Batman is the one that I have like read the most of. Specifically like the Frank Miller, like the darker Batman stuff is the stuff
Pretty
I
solid.
enjoy
Pretty
more.
solid.
And in looking at the concept of Batman, I really enjoy how he and the Joker kind of play off each other, and they both have to exist together, and it's kind of a cool character study that way. That being said, I feel like within the last few years, the Joker mania has kind of gotten out of hand, especially with the last movie. I'm really not a big fan of the last movie. I think it was very irresponsible in many different ways, even though it was a very, very well-made film with an incredible acting and cinematography. It was fantastic. I think that it at the timing and I think the message that it sent was a little muddy, and I think because of that, I think it did more harm than good. I think a lot of people idolize the Joker for the wrong reasons, and for that, I'm gonna have to go with Pop.
What reasons?
I just think a lot. It's the kind of edgy. I'm. It's like, look, this is really, when I was watching the movie, there's a line in the movie where he says, no, I can't even remember it like verbatim. He says something along the effect of, when you're depressed or when you're having mental health issues, like everybody expects you to act like you don't, or like act like you're not, or something like that.
So, yeah.
And I found that to be a very relatable line as someone who deals with depression and mental health issues and stuff. But I also feel like it's very irresponsible to have that be delivered by the Joker, who in the same movie kills 2 innocent people as well as a bunch of other people. And like, I don't care that he was being bullied in the subway. Like, fight back, punch them, but murder is never okay. He killed those people.
It's almost like if you have a mental problem, you're going to kill people. Like,
And I think in the current climate, especially at that time with how many shootings had happened and like right now with all the things going on, I just don't feel like validating in any way that type of person who might feel like I'm hurt and so I need to go out and enact violence I feel like that's just really irresponsible as an artist, and I that's why I can't get behind it. So for those reasons, I feel like the Joker has kind of changed from the like, wow, that dude's absolutely crazy, he's an agent of chaos, to like, oh, look at the edgy Joker, he's cool, he's just, you guys just don't understand him, he's just on the outside. The
that's what I didn't like. That's what I didn't like about the new film. I just wish it was just a regular movie. I don't wish they wouldn't put Joker on there and then change
it. Just
everything
feels
about
weird
it.
To me.
I like
a character-driven story about a villain, because it's one thing if it's like an anti-hero, but Joker is just a straight-up villain.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Has been.
Joker's a super villain.
Sympathize with him. I don't like.
He's a super
Christopher Nolan did a good job, man. He did a good job of
showing. He did a great job.
He did a good job of showing.
Are so good.
Yeah, like the way he depicted the Joker, he wasn't trying to apologize to the Joker. He was just, Joker was doing his thing. You know what I mean? Joker was doing his thing, and he fell in love with Batman, and he that was his new mission in life, or yada yada yada. But like we're arguing Joker over that.
I do want to really quick. I want to say I am also very pro pop music. I think it's easy. I think it's easy to shit on. I think it's easy to shit on pop music. I definitely was that guy for many years who I didn't like stuff just because it was popular, because I'm a music nerd and I have eclectic taste. But eventually I realized, like, that's dumb. Like, if you like, sometimes it's okay for something to be light and fun and it plays at the club. Like, there's a time and a place. Not everything needs to be super heady Kendrick, cannabis hip hop. Like, like sometimes you can have Travis Scott in the club saying the same thing 16 times. Like, there's a time for Little Uzi Vert. You know what I mean?
Wow. So that's what I said. I said to Heidi.
No,
it's funny. It's funny you say that, Nate. I said it to Heidi one time because she knows how I'm about, like, especially hip hop and rap, and who I classify as great. And the great Ken Bus is a very good reference. One of the best of his era, where, if I'm thinking about past rappers like Big L and, Talib and these kind of guys like that, I'm like, oh, that's quintessential rap. But you're right. Time and a place. I don't want to bog people down. And you sound like you can be a rap mark as well as a wrestling mark. And sometimes sometimes you can go out and be like, and I get like that sometimes, but then I realize, especially as I get older and we're in the club or we're in Tokyo and we're in a spot, they're not playing Kendrick. That's what they're playing. They're playing Drake. Yeah. And they're playing, and we're drinking and we're having a good time. I'm like, it's all good. It's all good. I don't want Eminem to hit me with a 16 bar that makes me think about my life. You know what I mean?
I think I'm in the club.
I know what you mean.
Pop is also a great time capsule for a culture too, because if you look at like 2010s pop versus 2000s pop or even 90s pop,
very true.
It's got a different sound. Like, sure, there's some similarities as you connect the dots through time, but it captures of the moment, like the subjects people were caring about, the kind of sound that embodied the culture at the time, and also like the popular people, especially when you talk about like music videos. And like pop also it really brings in the business side of music as well, because the pop side, that's where you have all the big labels, where you have the product placements with the artists and the marketing. You get these fully encompassing artists like Britney Spears. Like, she's beyond the music, she's a brand in and of herself before people were making themselves brands, like in the same way that people do now. So I gotta go with pop music.
Wow, man. That's
I
interesting,
mean,
bro.
wedding DJs, you probably pay pop
I-
like the most.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm a big fan of the Joker. I think he's really I love all the things everyone else loves about the Joker. But I think Nate, you really intelligently broke down a lot of things about both subjects. Intelligent arguments are not my bread and butter. My bread and butter as a
I love
DJ is my bread and butter is pop music. I literally I pay the bills playing music, and let me tell you, people pay to hear you play stupid music. That's the pop music is what people brings us together. It's funny. I was on a long road trip right before this, and LMFAO and Lil Jon Shots came on, and it made me miss going out and being crammed into a place, jumping up and down, spilling drinks, and being stupid, and how it brought us all together. Now, there was other music that was less fun that I heard that was like good, but like there's something about pop music that just boils it all down and brings us together. As mentioned, it sets the tone for the times we live in. I gotta go pop music, man. There's a million other bad guys, and we can argue about whether or not they're better or worse than the Joker, but pop music is what we are. Even the stuff that we say is great from before was pop music when it came out, you know? I mean, the Beatles were pop music when they came out, and we can talk about how great they are now, but at the end of the day, they were pop music when they came out.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm assuming this is just boiled down to pop music and not pop culture in general. Otherwise, that's
No, it's music.
No, it's about pop music,
Yeah,
music genre.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's a lot of layers to it, man. The Joker is a great villain, man. I'm a Penguin Riddler guy, Scarecrow guy.
Scarecrow
Yeah,
guy.
honestly, I thought
disrespect.
I honestly thought that the Joker was gonna.
No,
kick
it's
it.
because it's pop, man.
But
Everybody has a pop
everybody's
track that they
yeah.
dance to, and it's like I said, it's the vibe, man. Like I said, when you're out in the club, man, especially when we go out, we were in Deutschland or we were in Tokyo or wherever we go, wherever we've traveled, and we're in a spot, man. They're playing that pop, and it's hitting, man, and you're drinking. Everyone's having a good time, man. It's awesome, man. It really is, man. It's a tough genre to get, even though it has a lot of layers and has a lot of things that are connected to it, and a lot of subgenres and a lot of things attached to it, man. But until they call Mike the King of Pop, man. I think he's the greatest of all time. I don't have him without it, so I can't live in a world without that. So I guess I gotta go pop as well, man. It's tough. It's tough though, man, because the Joker they can't make a movie about the Joker. They're afraid to.
They are
Just like what Schneider there on Twitch was saying. He said Shots should have won a Grammy.
I don't know about
Country
that.
album.
I understand.
No. He's saying, look at the next one down. Best country album.
No,
Shots.
that's true.
Best
Shots,
country
when
album.
Shots hits, though, when Shots hits, man,
I mean,
it's a terrible song, but it's
Buttery nipples.
it is.
I like how you picked that one out of all.
It slaps, but it's a terrible track, but it slaps. Man.
It's stupid. They must have written it in 15 minutes, but
That's
it was
the best ones, man. It's a hit, man.
They wrote it in 50
Everybody
minutes,
jumping.
and then they went, "We are gonna make so much money." There's and I have to agree with Jack. Like I got like tingles in my body thinking about like that feeling when you're at the bar, wherever, club, even like a really chill empty bar, and like Shots comes on and everyone looks at each other like,
No, it's true.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm not a shot song guy, but there's always that one song. There's that one song that you look at that person and it hits and you're like, oh my God. Or most of the time when we do karaoke in the karaoke room with the Koreans, most of the tracks they play are pop song. If they're not doing a ballad, it's always pop. We're always all doing pop songs together, man. And and whether we know it or not, we're at the end of the day, we're like, I'm playing thong songs on, man. That's pop. You know what I mean?
Wow. I want to see the Evan Mack cover of that.
Crazy, man.
He already has the silver hair going.
Crazy, man.
Baby.
But
He's like on top of the people's heads.
What's
surprised.
Jesco doing these days?
Jeff got that song out of my head.
I'm surprised that many people picked it like that. It's crazy.
Probably
I know, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be Joker to landslide.
Landslide, huh?
Yeah.
Pop beat it out. All right, so this is the last category. Last category. We have the iconic 80 movie Back to the Future versus 80s Saturday morning cartoon. Not the whole thing. The cartoon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, not me first. No. No. Oh. I'm gonna. this is one of those gut moments, right? Like where if you ask me a different time, maybe my answer is different. But the first thing that comes to mind right off the top, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I got to go Ninja Turtles because right now in this moment, if we wanted to, we could all pair off as which turtle we are with April O'Neil as Heidi Mack, and we could be the Ninja Turtles. But
I'll totally be.
But like if we try to do that with Back to the Future, there's only one Michael J. Fox. Someone's got to be the crazy professor, and then where do you go from there?
Biff, man. Biff. Get the hell out of my car, man.
But I'd probably be the Biff. I don't want to be the Biff.
Nobody wants to be Biff.
Again, this is. I mean, the car is iconic. The DeLorean is awesome. But there's something about. I think the Ninja Turtles, as kids, anyway, as me as a kid, we'd always get together and you pick the Ninja Turtle you want to be, and you know, play and fight and whatever you do as a kid. Plus the song that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's
like
great.
in your sleep. It's like
and that is really what spawned so much other stuff. I know we're not counting that. I know we're putting that to the side, but without it, do we get the movies? Do we get the other stuff? I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know if I'm allowed to. I feel like I might be blurring the lines a little bit by adding that. But
make your argument, man.
But I feel like without that, we don't have so much other fun stuff. But at the end of the day, I just think the fact that you have a show where there's 4 equal characters working together, and there's not a Beyonce in the Ninja Turtles. They all have their role. They all play their part, and they're all important.
Yeah, because the turtles actually do stuff. They don't have other people do it for them.
Right.
Wow, you're just like
not a big Beyonce fan.
You just backhand the Bayhive. He was out here chilling on his island.
Evan Mack's like, I love pop music. Everybody, pop music's great. I hate Beyonce.
Except Beyonce.
She didn't ask for that.
No. Evan,
as soon as I hear her name, I'm like, nope.
Nope. Wow. I mean, I'm not a big fan either.
That girl got 67,000 writers. 67,000.
More than Drake.
Evan,
everyone's like Beyonce. I'm like,
I love Beyonce. I'll die on the Beyonce hill.
I'm not going to argue Beyonce because
argue it, Nate.
I don't want to.
No, Evan.
To derail.
No. We have derailed already.
We got Evan looking so crazy right now.
You want me to talk about Beyonce? You got to put her on the list.
She was.
No, she's coming back just for that. Listen. Oh my God, that's tough, man. Probably Back to the Future though, man. Probably Back to the Future. Wow. Would I have the movies without the show? Maybe not. You're probably right about that, Jack. That's a good argument, man. We might not have those great films. At least the first one is fantastic. The second one they freaked out and they don't use a weapon one time in that entire second movie. A lot of people don't know that because they put it over on you pretty slickly. But there's not one real weapon used in that entire second film. So that kind of spoiled it for me when I got a little older.
Somehow the third's still worse.
Woo, because they went away from Jim Henson. You can't go away from Jim Henson. They can't do it. Can't do it. But you got to stick with you got to pay that money. You got to pay that Henson shop.
Pay the bills.
Vanilla Ice can't say that film for me. The first one is so sensational. I get a young Michael Jai White, even though he's a scrub. I get Sam Rockwell in there. Oh my God! But anyway,
he's not a scrub.
Back to the Future for many reasons. Like I said, it's a really good film. I'm weird about time travel movies because it's a lot of times people are lazy. Like, we can just write anything we want because it's time travel and nothing really matters. And then there's one people doing the butterfly effect. And then there's one thing where you can touch people, but you can't touch people. Time travel movies are always weird to me because everyone changes the rules of what time travel really is and what you can do. I think Back to the Future might have it. They're one of the best time travel movies ever made because of what they stuck to, how they did it. And one thing I love about Back to the Future is everyone has a different favorite. I've never, for the most part, when you're a Star Wars fan, they're like, Empire. But with Back to the Future, I hear 3, I hear the first one, I hear 2. And it's always like this difference of opinion of what their favorite Back to the Future is. That has to be something to be said about doing a trilogy and people not knowing which one's their favorite. And that kind of leads me to think that I couldn't live without that. I'm a Michael J. Fox guy, man. Always have been, always will be. His voice is adorable. He's adorable. Yeah, man. I think I can live without seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 80s cartoon. I think so.
Wow. Nate.
I want to say that Sam
Or-
Rockwell's not a scrub, but that's
Oh.
Go ahead, Nate.
Definitely not.
Well, who's not a scrub?
No, I'm saying because you said Michael J. White's a scrub, and then you
Yeah.
said Sam Rockwell. I'm like, Sam Rockwell's
Not a scrub.
Oh, no.
Oh, Sam Rockwell.
But yes, Nate. What say you?
This is a tough one.
I agree, Dylan.
Both of these are old boomer stuff. So I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have to.
He's terrible.
I have to go with TMNT. I love those cartoons. I also think that like, while the cartoons, and I know we're not arguing the movies, are not that stuff is not necessarily timeless. I think the characters and the setup of the four turtles and their distinct personalities, along with Shredder and the rat guy and
Bebop, Rocksteady,
everybody,
Splinter,
all that stuff. Like it's been redone so many times. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But that just shows like the strength of the base premise. It's just really good. It can be redone over and over again. New graphic styles, whatever, and a new generation can get introduced to these stories and kind of fall in love with the characters. I do like Back to the Future as a film student. I think. The first two films are impeccably well made. Just like you said, it's a great example of time travel being portrayed in film. It's very well thought out and the details are there. That being said, I find this movie to be incredibly overrated. There's like this huge fanfare over it and I just don't get it. Like it's a good film and it's cool sci-fi, but like I have recently tried to rewatch the films and I just really didn't enjoy it. Like there's of course the like iconic scenes. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah. But like it doesn't feel timeless. It feels very dated in like that kind of 80s, 90s way. Even though it still looks great. I don't think that it has the I think whereas I think like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot could be good, I feel like a Back to the Future reboot is just doomed from the start. Like Christopher Lloyd is a major factor of why that movie is so enjoyable. Like his performance is just like, and I feel like he carries that movie so hard, almost to the detriment of the movie. So I have to go with TMNT on this one.
Yeah, but what you're saying, to your point, is there something to be said though about them not making a movie like that not being able to be remade? You know what I mean? They've remade Turtles a million times. Is there something to be said about a movie that's so good and so classic that they haven't tried to touch it?
I mean, I could see like there's both sides of that argument because some things they're like so good you don't want them to be remade because no matter what they do they're not going to be remade well. But I also think there are some things that aren't necessarily so good that they can't be remade well as much as the circumstances that created that. It's like flash in a pan. Like it just happened to be perfect. It came out at the perfect time with the right cast and everything. Like even like what's his name? Marty McFly wasn't even supposed to be in the movie originally, right?
Yes,
so like
talked about that
things like that casting change with Eric Stoltz or whatever, like that, like that's like 1 in a million of that happening, of that event. Like that wasn't even the plan, right? But that ended up happening, and that ended up making the movie so much better. Like that's kind of how filmmaking is. You just got to roll with the punches and work with what you got. And I think that combined with Christopher Lloyd's experience, I don't. Like again, like he killed that character so hard that trying to redo that movie it would be impossible. Like there's just no way you could live up to that. I wouldn't do it, man. I think that is a testament to his performance. I think it is a detriment to the story and the premise itself, because the story and the premise itself should be good enough that you can make it again. And I think the closest you get to that is like Rick and Morty. It parodies so much of the original Back to the Future and the sci-fi tropes and stuff there that like I don't even see it as much as honoring it as much as just like straight up making fun of it.
No, I know. Shout out to Candace Grant.
Barbies.
Yeah, you got to know what you mean. That's matrimony. You can't. You know what I mean? That's only
Flobo,
matrimony.
We have not heard from you, Flobo.
I know it's a very hot take when it comes to rebooting Back to the Future. I think it is possible. I mean, I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't do it in 2020. But I do think there's enough elements in there about the mortality of someone coming of age in a time period that a version of that movie can exist. Will it be a DeLorean? Would it be with a crazy manic doc? Probably not. But I do think what makes the story well is that it can be retold. Same with TMNT. One of the best days of my life, nothing to do here or there, was on the ride, Back to the Future, The Ride, but it's not about that. Those three films for the 80s did a lot for me as far as a trilogy that had interlocking parts. It had elements that paid off. It being its own little sense of what it meant with the old aesthetic. The fact that he had a car that was so iconically 80s, being the star of this. It was kind of like a Fast and Furious in its own way. The car movie that flew through time. I think it was cool, but like as much as I love TMNT, I'm Raph until the day I die. When I trained karate, I learned the size because I want to be Raphael. But it's something I keep in the back of my head, like, oh yeah, I'm Raph. That's it. Like it doesn't have that active connection. Whereas like, man, if someone pops in one of the Back to the Future movies, it's like, oh yeah, I remember when this happened. That one, I'm Not Chicken, is a train, and the cartoon at the same time on CBS after Ninja Turtles was a Back to the Future cartoon. I was all about that too. So Back to the Future is my vote.
Back to the Future is incredibly iconic in so many ways. You know, where we're going, we don't need roads, but look, let's again. I keep talking about the capitalism side of things. Would we be eating the same amount of pizza that we eat today if it weren't for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I feel like half the reason I ate pizza as a kid, well, half of it was because it was delicious. The other half, like, it's a Ninja Turtles thing. It made it cool. Like, pizza became cool with that. Maybe it was cool before that, but that was before my time, so it didn't exist.
And it turns ate cucumbers and broccoli be a wrap.
This is definitely one of those rounds where I'm happy either way, but I like the Ninja Turtles. I think that you can say cowabunga and you already know what I'm talking about.
True.
The van they drove around in is just as iconic in my mind as the DeLorean. Maybe not, but whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna say it anyway.
Why not?
You know, it's just. Yeah,
The DeLorean is a trash car, man. It was just perfect for the film. It's trash.
I want you to know it was called a party wagon. Was the name of the actual van.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
The DeLorean looked cool, but I don't know if it was actually any good.
It's cool.
You know, that's what it was so, but it resurrected a car that wasn't, that died out. You know what I mean? That didn't do well. That's something to be said about the film as well. And made the stock rise on a car that failed. That's
brought it back,
awesome,
by the
man.
way.
That's a really cool thing, man.
Yeah, because few people want the DeLorean, they want the Back to the Future car.
But it's a John DeLorean, but it's still cool.
They make watches now, by the way.
It's so
make DeLorean
cool,
watches.
Man.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a little close for a second with the chat, but as time went on, it went farther towards the Turtles, the 80s.
Ooh, the chat is spoken.
Cartoon, the Turtles. I like Candace Grant. She said, inspiring kids to learn the art of ninja and the art from great Renaissance painters and the art of shredding and pizza building.
Can't argue with that, Candace. I can't argue with that. It's like, listen, I'm not mad. That's the Turtles, man. That's my goodness gracious. You're right though, Jack. It's even though it's a cartoon argument, but you're right. The films I don't think they make the films without the popularity of the cartoon. You know what I mean? True. Like it's like I said, as terrible as Masters of the Universe was, they made it because He-Man was popular. You know what I mean?
Right. If there's anybody who's really interested in like the history of that stuff, the Toys That Made Us, that's documentary on Netflix. There's a great episode on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Also He-Man. Like I didn't know a lot about that stuff about the creation. It was really interesting.
It's so it's fascinating stuff, man. That's round 2, man. What's the crazy, ridiculous stuff going on for round 3, man?
Dang.
This is crazy.
Right.
It is Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Sesame Street. The Great Pyramids versus Lucille Ball. The Kraken versus Eddie Murphy.
Also movie.
And pop music against the Turtles.
Oh hell.
You know who's watching this? Mario. Super Mario's going, really?
And Stephen King's going to make a movie about it.
Is anybody in this thing? Is anybody still in the thing with the gift card?
Well, yeah. So, to the dismay of Hello Moto, she lost for Back to the Future. We literally only have 2 left. It would be Vesper of Evil with Pyramids. Poor Hello Moto. She says, "Oh man." And DJ Reckless with Men in Tights. Those are the last few.
That is
I mean, Evan says Eddie Murphy. He went against Eddie Murphy earlier, but
I quit. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't count for the so it's really just
Don't nobody care about me. I ain't sending the gift card to myself. I'm trying to give away a gift.
You got to videotape you mailing it to yourself.
I'm just trying to
right
give
now
away a gift.
it's just DJ Reckless.
Could
And
somebody
best
please
evil.
win this, please? Can y'all pick
I know
right?
nobody won last time, so
I'm
But yeah,
trying to
they're the
bear
last-
gifts, man.
they're the last ones left.
It's
That is
tough.
the end of round 2.
I won't
There's
even
a lot of-
ask
there's
you.
a lot of
I won't even
upsets.
ask for your address. I'll send the damn digital one. I won't even be like a creep. I'll digitally send it.
What if we
Jesus.
want you to be a creep?
Then I'll be a creep. Jack Farmer.
Oversold it. I won't be a creep.
No, listen. The two fine gentlemen, man. Jack had a very, very strategic veto. Used the veto. Flobo used his veto. There's no more vetoes. Next tournament, Dylan Matthews has Flobo's veto. Very kind of Flobo to give Dylan Matthews the veto. He is very reckless. He's very unpredictable. He's Australian. The times are different. The water goes reverse in the toilet, I hear. There's crazy things that happen in the land down under.
Probably a crack in there too.
There's probably a crack
There probably is.
inside
They
the
have-
water.
Right.
They have the most poisonous animals on the
Yeah.
planet.
It's not even the most dangerous animal there.
in
It's-
Australia.
Bro, Australia
like
is
Deadliest
terrifying.
animals or something. And
Look,
insects and
anytime you
crap.
can have a documentary of the 100 most deadly animals, you have a
Yeah.
dangerous place. 100? 100?
There's this one post on
That's a
Facebook
good
that always
point.
pops up. It
Bro!
always pops up in my thing, and they're like, it's always like, meanwhile in Australia, and it just shows all these pictures of like a crocodile on the side of your house, like a giant bat like dangling.
My favorite, listen,
Oh,
my
I'm
favorite
like, yep, I'm
filmmaker.
good.
My favorite filmmaker, Taika Waititi, man. Last year, my favorite filmmaker ever, Taika Waititi. He posted a picture like it was a very matter of fact too. It was in his crib, and he's not doing too bad for himself. This is how you know anything can get you in Australia too. Anything can get you in New Zealand. It was a plate, and it was just a scorpion as big as the plate that just came into his house. I said, "Are you
Hello.
serious?"
Welcome
It
to my
was like
humble
this.
abode.
It was like this big. It was like this big. He was like, "Look who came to visit us." I go, "Are you serious?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
What if you were sleeping?"
Serious.
What if you're awake? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you that picture.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you
exactly.
that joint was like plate size, and he was like, "Look who came to visit us." Very matter of fact, very Tuesday of him.
No thanks. No thank
The
you.
first time.
Yeah, look, man, listen, man. Hello Moto knows the deal. She down there. It's crazy down there.
Y'all overselling Australia
hear
right now.
I hear it's beautiful there. I hear it's very beautiful.
Oh, no,
You
it's
oversold it with
yeah.
the scorpions now.
If
I hear it's gorgeous. I hear it's gorgeous there.
Man, if a
Yeah.
bumblebee gets in my car, I lose it.
Heidi definitely
Yeah,
does. Heidi
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
does.
I have
That
never
girl
been
almost
strong.
killed herself. She almost killed herself
Yeah.
in the car when a tiny spider dropped down. Tiny.
Oh, that too. Yeah, no, I did almost kill myself. It wasn't. I didn't mean to, but
He's like this big. He's like this
You
big.
need to.
He's like this big.
he was very little. But I was literally. It was at night, and I was driving my.
Poor spider.
I used to drive a big.
You're
pickup
saying
truck.
hello.
I love trucks. I will go back to a big.
He was
pickup
just saying what's up.
Yeah.
and I'm driving, and like your headlights, you see where your headlights are, and I'm like, that's exactly where I'm looking, and I just see this little black ball just go blue, right above my hand.
He's like, ah!
Dude,
I lost my mind. I swerved all over the highway. It was
I want
It
the
was-
Michael Bay
I-
version with the slow-mo and the lens flares.
literally it was bad.
This girl in spiders, y'all have no idea, man.
Yo, this guy in spiders, you have no idea. Ain't matter.
And the thing about it is, with all due respect, let's be very, very clear. It's not like I'm not like Steve Irwin, God rest his soul. I'm not him. I can't. If I see a spider, I'm like, oh damn, I gotta. All right, man, come on, man. I ain't trying to kill you. You doing a lot of things for the ecosystem. I ain't
Yes,
trying to
exactly.
kill you, bruh.
Stronger than I am.
I love what you do for the world. Just
I'm
don't
I do.
come near
Get
me.
it off
Just
me.
get
it off
away
me,
from
get it off
me.
If I can save their life, but I do have one rule: you just can't roll up in my crib, though. You can't be violating, man. You can't be violating,
Man,
bro.
I will. I'm not scared of spiders, but if I walk through a web, I will do the crazy dance. To like,
Exactly.
Yo,
It's like one string. You're like,
yeah.
Yo. Before I get out of here, before I get sidetracked, yo, appreciate everybody coming to the chat, man. Candace Grant, I appreciate you coming in there as well, man. Vesper
Later.
Eagle, as always. Dylan Matthews, Jim
Jay
22,
Kalenko.
Snyder, Jay Kalenko of all my brother from another mother. What's going on? Wheel 5 Stud, Muffin. Oh my gosh, Monge, of course. I don't want to forget anybody. If I do,
And
just
hello, Mo.
send me some hate mail, please. I'm always open. I'm always open. Yo, before I get out of here, yo, Nate, can you put yourself over, brother, man? If you enjoyed yourself, man, come on back. It's a welcome place, man.
Yeah.
Who knows? Hell no. Maybe you'll get my veto next week. I don't know if I'm feeling charitable since Jack Farmer want to just veto Christmas like it's not a beautiful, wonderful holiday.
Throw out the candy canes. Throw out the stockings. Chop the tree up. It's firewood
The
now.
Grinch stole Christmas is
no.
for real. No, Nate, tell everybody where they can find you, man. Where they can find all of you, man. You're a very talented man. Please let everybody know where you are, brother. Please.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really enjoyed this. This was so awesome. Thanks for having me on. This is my kind of thing. I love to argue, especially being able to do it having fun, with a group of people that are also having fun. So this was really awesome. You can find me online. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Dog Like Nate. That's dog with 2 G's. I haven't been streaming regularly, but I'm about to start streaming regularly. I do gaming. I also do some light political content, stuff like that. But yeah, hit me up on social media, argue with me.
Nothing that we do.
And yeah, come check it out.
Yo, for real, y'all check Nate out, man. I love Nate, man. This is the first day I met you, man. I really do, man. You are one of the good ones, brother. Smart, intellectual, brother. One of my favorite things in the world. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like my aphrodisiac, a smart brother. You know what I mean? It does something, man. It does something for me. It's like fried chicken on a hot summer day. You know what I mean? It's like
so photogenic.
I gotta say also,
you a smart brother, man. I do. Seriously, I like what you bring to the table. I like how you speak your mind, brother. I do, man. I'm not trying to make a joke. I'm not trying to make a lot of it. Since the first day I met you, I said, how y'all like this dude, man? Nate, I met this dude named Nate at AfterBuzz, man. I said, I like this brother, man. I say it like an old black man. I was like, I really like this young. I really like this. I really like this young fella.
In his rocking chair on the porch.
I really appreciate that. When we first interacted, we worked on that show together. I feel like we had like chemistry like right away.
We do, man. You're just.
I appreciate the kind words, and also I want to tell you, like, you are such a pleasure to do shows and create content with, because your energy, like, I'm definitely much more of a down.
That's what I like about you, man. You're mellow.
But you lift me up too, like in good ways. Like I feed off that energy, and I really appreciate that. I really do.
No, Nate, no, seriously, man. I wanted to gush, man, because I really do hold you in high regard. I appreciate you hitting me up. I would love you to come back, man. Like, this is an open forum, man. My favorite thing about this damn thing is people like Jackie Boy coming on, my man Flobo coming on with y'all's different perspectives and thoughts. I'm telling you guys, because the chat they're the best. I'm telling you, y'all are the best. Y'all have influence on this chat, man. Like, sometimes the chat is going one way, and then other chat, like Vesper even today was like, "Damn you, Jack, you got me." I mean, you told me into it. And I really like that different perspective, man, because damn it, I swear I don't know who's winning this damn tournament, man. Because Jack Farmer get on my damn nerves. I thought Christmas had it locked up, baby.
So Jack, put yourself over.
Flowbeetle.com. Tell the lovely people they can find you, man, and all the things that you do.
Just kidding.
Bro, 19 to God, you late, man. Come on,
you
man.
Are so late. We're done.
Come on, bro, 19 to God.
But we're putting ourselves over now.
Oh yeah, next week we're gonna finish it all out. We're gonna finish it all out next week. Like I said, the next time we do number 6, Dylan Matthews, the veto extraordinaire, has won. Then after that, we're gonna do the spinny wheel thing, and it's gonna be random for all the people that are in the chat. Whoever gets it, use the veto at your leisure. But before I get out of here, flowbeetle.com, man, tell everybody where they can find you, all the things that you do, what you represent. Cut a promo for the people at home.
Yo, that's right. Your boy flowbeetle.com, FLOBITO.com, the twitch.tv/flowbeetle.
Yes, sir.
Live later on tonight. If you want to support the homie, buy a t-shirt at flowbeetle.threadless.com. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Fair Flow Beetle couldn't do it without you, man. But Jack, boy, I don't know, man. I don't know if you're feeling like you need a refresher. I don't even know if you got a cup in your hand. I don't know if you want to cut a promo. Oh, you got a cup in his hand. But Jack, let people know.
Always ready. Always got a cup in the hand. Listen, you can find me at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. You can also check me out at jackcfarmer.com. Also, realjackfarmer.threadless.com for a t-shirt. But most importantly, you can always catch me drinking a cup of this Broasters coffee that you can get at www.thebroasters.com. Promo code BROCODE1. You get the best coffee in the world with a little discount and a little swag. It's win, win, win. What are you waiting for? Go do it now.
Yo, click on that Broasters coffee. Yo, appreciate everybody in the chat too. I know they put a special NXT on for all the wrestling fans out there. But I had to keep it consistent, man, because people were expecting this on Tuesday, even though the NXT had cornered the market on your boy. But I appreciate anybody that hung in that didn't watch wrestling or multitask, because I know what that's like, man. I'm trapped and hovered in my little sanctuary with with the gamer thing going on here, so I can't do both. So I appreciate y'all. Don't think I forgot about anybody that tagged in here, man. That's missing Adam Cole, baby, run amok. But Evan T Mack Instagram, man, Twitter, at Coco Cino on Twitch, man. Avengers is dropping. Hopefully it's at the crib tomorrow. I'm gonna be playing Avengers, the new Avengers game on PS4, baby. But Flobo's a hater, so he's Xbox. Luckily for him and Square Enix, they put it on Xbox. That's fine. Every now and again, you got to go down. We got to down a peg. I already know what I'm getting Flobo for Christmas, even though Christmas ain't here anymore. I'm getting Flobo a nice PlayStation 5. He just don't know it yet. He just don't know it yet. Flobo just don't know it yet, man. I'm gonna get him a PS5 because it makes me sick when he turns on that Xbox and I'm on his Twitch. Makes me sick. I'm sending you a PS5, baby. It's coming, baby. I swear.
Is that government aid? Is that bad? Damn.
You're gonna be like, this Negro really sent me a PS5. He was disgusted, but he was really disgusted. No, big face.
I only have an Xbox, but I'm embarrassed now.
What? Come on, man.
I can say as an Xbox owner, though, you're absolutely right. I always get the wrong one. Whichever one I get is always the wrong one. I always try to get the right one. It's always the wrong one. Whichever one I get.
Listen, it depends on how things go for me, man. But I don't give a damn because this is how do you know I'm crazy like this? I can't. It makes me sick. It's a bad taste in my mouth. If I gotta get 2 PlayStation 5s, that's what I'll do. That's what I will do. It makes me sick.
No, but I told you this weeks ago.
No, I'm just getting tired. I get tired of not being able to game with people that I actually like. I like the game with people. I can't play FIFA with Flobo. He on Xbox.
I like Xbox. It's cool.
Nate, what are you on, Nate?
Master Race.
Oh,
PC.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. PC.
It's okay.
He's a Master Race.
No God.
Oh, okay.
I got no God.
No smoke. No smoke. No smoke.
I mean, honestly, like I'm a big Xbox guy, really, but the last few years, like PlayStation has just been killing it with the exclusives, like God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us.
He said God of War.
Like, there's just no argument in terms of that regard. But outside of that, I would prefer Xbox. I like their UI better.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. UI matters. UI UX matters.
Well, guess what, Flobo? You can let it collect dust if you want, Flobo. You can have it as a paperweight. But when I send you the PS5, I expect you to at least turn it on at least one time.
I like free stuff.
Cool. So, Big Face, put yourself over, please.
Okay, well, after all that, you can find me everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the places. Easiest way to do it, go to streamerlinks.com/Mack. Yes, and representing today, my jersey from No Name Nerd. They are awesome, you know. They do personalized things, including your own gaming jersey. And if you use the Pino Mack, you can get 10% off. And go to etsy.com/geekrenaissance. Always my sister-in-law's nerd shop. You get all kinds of goodies.
My sister can make everything.
So buy her stuff.
No, y'all appreciate all y'all, man. Oh yeah, look, Vesper Evil showing love to dog like Nate. You know what I mean? Vesper Evil.
So did Jay Kalinko earlier. He said, "Great show." He said, "Hell of addition." He said, "I walk away smarter tonight."
I told you, no, that's real. Listen. We go that be a listen, but for real, man. I appreciate all y'all for real, man. I mean, seriously, you, Jack, Flobito.com. I do this because it's fun, man. It's the most fun I have every week, man. We're arguing Chinese food over Eddie Murphy, for goodness sakes. It's ridiculous. We literally are in a heated debate about boxing over the damn Kraken. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me, man? We got in a heated debate over the Kraken. Listen, I still hate.
Which turned into a hockey argument.
I'm still hating on. Hockey.
I like hockey. But damn, y'all.
No, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, the chat started popping, man.
I was like, oh.
No,
before we get back into that.
No, the one thing I love though, truly,
he got the Stanley Cup. He got the Stanley Cup. He's already won it.
That is amazing.
Come find me.
And I'm gonna keep it real.
I got that MF thing on me.
At me all day.
I'm gonna keep it real. There's nothing. It's better. No, it's always better when like it's a sport that a brother traditionally doesn't watch that likes it. It always hits differently. You know what I'm saying? Because there's that perception that NASCAR, NHL. There's that perception that brothers don't tackle it. So when a brother has a giant inflatable Stanley Cup. I like when people change the status quo. You know what I mean?
He's like, yo, I won this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I won my fantasy league on a
amazing.
On a technicality, but it still counts.
It don't matter.
You gotta do the picture doing this, like over your head, just to.
You gotta drink out of it.
Unfortunately, it's flat, but although I tried, it didn't really work though.
Yeah, like I said, it's fun, man. Like that's the best thing. Like I said, Jackie boy, you came in with a cool suggestion, bro. It was awesome. That's why, and I thought it was just fitting to give it to Dylan Matthews. He's super consistent. You know, he's been watching us on AfterBuzz and everything for a long time. And he's like I said, just like Flobo's is steady as the kind of the Gwinnett, so is that dude. Maybe the old mighty Mississippi. If Flobo's the kind of the Gwinnett, Dylan Matthews is the mighty Mississippi. Just steady, man. Just steady and constant. So like I really appreciate the wrinkles and the ideas you guys come up and create to make this thing. You know, we get 20 people a week, man. I'll take it for right now, man. Why not, man? I need to push it a little harder, I guess. But from 0 to 20, I like it, man.
That's really good for live. That's really good.
Yeah,
Nate, we're talking about Lucille Ball versus. It's nonsense. You know what's going on? Yeah, Robin Hood Men in Tights versus Sesame Street's going to be a doozy. It's gonna be.
I mean, people watch reality TV, right? People just like content, so it doesn't matter. It can be stupid. It can still be enjoyable.
So yeah, guys, any ideas you guys have? I'm always game over. Oh, DJ Reckless, you late, man. Filipino. I need these views, man. We need the views. I'm trying to put money in Flobo's pocket. I'm trying to put money in Jack's pocket. I'm trying to put money in Nate's pocket. I'm trying to put money in my pocket. I'm trying to.
It's not in that order, I don't think.
Listen, you'd be surprised how I feel about that kind of thing. I'm yes and. I want everybody else to eat. My daddy's always like, "There's money out there. As long as everybody else eat, you'll eat." I'm like, "Cool." That's how I feel. So like, I think that order is probably a 40 and slip, and I think that's the order exactly where I want. But like, I think honestly, man, when it comes to this, if I could do this for a living, man, I'd be straight, bro. I'd be so happy.
He said, "I know." He said, "Filipino time."
That's we know.
How does he show up late?
How
does he show up late? He's still the only one with his pick in the tournament.
That's what I was just about to tell him.
Yeah, tell him that.
I was like, DJ Reckless, it is you and Vesper of Evil are the last ones left in the Amazon gift card challenge to see who would win at the end. Yours is Men in Tights to win the whole thing.
Damn, Kuya, late again, Kuya. Every time.
All late.
DJ Reckless. No, oh my God, yeah, man. So yeah, Nate, if you're free next week, brother, why not?
Yeah, I'd love to be here.
Same bad time, same bad channel. It's gonna wrap up pretty quickly, but then we'll do six. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to do y'all gotta help me come up with this. That goes for everybody that's listening. Like maybe switch it up for the next week. Maybe we'll do like a general one, like maybe the best Disney movies all time, or the best you know what I mean, or the best like
Disney things of
all time. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just because Nate, I didn't let you know. Theme. Yeah, I didn't let you know because we're doing like an everything tournament, and it's gonna be like in LA, and I'm gonna get like a spot. We will rent out a spot. And we're gonna kind of do like a whole spectacle thing, you know what I mean? So everyone that wins the tournament gets put in the everything tournament.
Right.
So that's
like
what she asked
like a champions tournament.
Yeah, that's why she asked you about bacon because she's trying to see if Kurt Russell can make another appearance. Kurt Russell, baby. Flobo, what's up, baby?
No, Kurt Russell. No. How many times will this guy die? How many times?
Can't kill him. He's like Sean Bean.
All Jack Farmer said was Kurt Russell. The chat was like, Kurt Russell.
Man, stop doing that. Bad influences.
The hustle of Kurt Russell coming through.
Yes.
No, for real. So yeah, we'll see what it is. If you guys come, if nothing's sexy enough, then we'll just do the regular everything tournament. But if you guys have one of those subgenres where we can knock out, like, you know what I mean, like Cinderella's glass slipper, yada yada yada, you know what I mean, like versus like Little Mermaid, you know what I mean, like if it's something you guys have that are like even a subgenre like that you think is cool, we'll do that so we can just keep this thing rolling, keep people off balance, and because people get very passionate about Disney for some reason, and I'll roll with the punches. You know what I mean? I'll roll with the punches, man. But yeah, man, that's it for us, man. Y'all take it easy. DJ Reckless, come earlier, man, on that CP time. Take it easy.
And Bro 19 to God.
Yeah,
like my
Bro
viewers
19,
are late.
Bro 19 to God got he on that. He on my.
Those are my viewers. They're late.
That's how Heidi be, because Heidi be late for everything.
Yeah.
Look.
Filipino time.
I be like, yo, babe. We got this thing. It's at like 8:00. I tell her at like 5. We got this thing at 8.
Yeah.
Ask her what
Sometimes-
she got ready. Ask her when she
No,
start getting ready for the
sometimes-
everything tournament. What time you start getting ready for the everything tournament? Tell everybody.
Like 6.
90
Is
minutes
it?
before? Wow.
Yes, just to
Okay.
make sure that I'm like
This is
on
what
time.
I deal with.
I've been on time for this.
This
okay?
is what I deal with. This is marriage. But listen.
he
Yeah.
is.
That
He
sounds
is also.
awful.
I'm like he has also told me at times like something's at 7:30 when it's
Yeah.
really at 8. But he's like, oh, we gotta be there at 7:30, and then we get there, and I'm like, that 8 o'clock. But I knew what he did. I knew what he did.
I gotta resort to witchcraft and wizardry with this husband, man. We gotta go. We gotta go, y'all got stuff to do, man. Y'all do y'all thing, man. Y'all watch NXT, man. I know I gotta watch NXT, man. The top brass kind of spoiled it for me at the end, but it's like before it happened, so it's all good. So I kind of know, but that's it's a pain, but yeah.
Oh, you
Yes,
poor
Evan
thing.
doesn't like he can know all the things, but he doesn't like knowing all the things.
No.
He likes to watch as well.
I'm like, for real? But like, no.
Yeah.
Take it easy, man. We out.